Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio. We are still spilling the tea and committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman, live, direct, it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
Good morning, 2025. How you doing, honey child? It is the last day. That's right. The very last day of 2025. And guess what? In just how many hours left until the new year? We would have made it to 2026. We are ever so grateful because trust me, this has been a tough year. A lot of people didn't make it. So here we are being blessed and skirting right through to 2026. Now, you still got to be careful because some of y'all are going to be like, oh, I'm going to be partying so hard tonight. And then, I'm not putting my goat mouth on nothing, but let's not be stupid. The last 24 hours, I'm just saying, less than 24 hours. Let's take it easy on the roadway. Oh my gosh. Somebody was just telling me that they just saw one of those e-bikes get a lick right there by Foster's countryside. Oh my goodness. Please, folks, slow down. You got to look out for other people on the roadway. You're not the only users. My goodness. What is wrong with you all? Yeah. All right. We got a lot to cover today, as usual, per usual. Yes, honey child, we're going to get it. Well, I'll give you guys an update here shortly on how yesterday eventually panned out, because I think you want to know. You want to know all the details, I'm sure of that. All right. Everybody having a good day? What are your New Year's Eve plans for tonight? I know Kimana Bay always does an early fireworks show. That's for the families, seniors. I like it though. I think it's great for those of us who don't want to be on the road at the strike of midnight. I like to be home and preferably in my bed, all snuggled up. My daughter was reminding me that last year, she's like, Mom, you know what we were doing last year? We were watching Wicked, but you were sleeping throughout the whole movie. And I said, good. I said, that's fantastic. Because there's an old saying that whatever the new year catches you doing is what you're going to be doing more of in the new year. I'm not sure I got any more sleep in 2025, but we tried. And so, I want to be in bed again tonight. Ay, ay, ay. I know you guys will be going crazy with the fireworks. That I am sure of as well. I'm not a huge fan because the dogs are not a fan. It really impacts the dogs. And, not all dogs are as badly impacted as others. I'll tell you what, for many, many years, I thought that Coco just was fine, because she kind of just ignored it. But then I did notice that there were times when as she got older, it seemed to bother her more. And I'm not really quite sure why that is, but I definitely noticed it. So just, be conscientious. Y'all were doing fireworks even before Christmas. I was like, really? What a pint? What a pint of that? Cha. Anyway, be conscientious of others, including the animals. A lot of them are negatively impacted by the fireworks, and they're going to get out. So please secure your pets, especially if they're outdoor pets, which a lot of you have, sad to say. And they will escape. They'll go on the run. They don't like the noise. So I was observing Zeus the other day, and he was listening to the fireworks, and I noticed it was making him nervous. Not overly, but nervous enough for me to pick up on it. When we went outside for a little walk, you could see it. He was looking up in the sky like, what's that noise? What are y'all doing? So I quickly brought him back inside. Of course, he can still hear them inside. And so he wanted to sit like right next to me. That's okay. I said, come on, buddy. When I'm on the sofa and I put up the footstool, he likes to sit right there. He's a sweet dog. Sweet but naughty at the same time. Anyway, and please be safe with them because, some of you over the years have had, as you know, injuries because of fireworks. They are dangerous. You've lost limbs and eyes and things and such. So, let me not say anything more about that. Be careful. And I hope that you guys enjoy the new year, usher it in safely. Safety is always the number one thing, right? All right. Let's see who is in class this morning, the last class of 2025. Let me see who is here. Taking roll call. We have, first one up, Island Pearled. Saying, Island Pearl, I can't click on your thing. That's so weird. Oh, I don't know. What's going on there? Why is this thing changing? Okay. Island Pearl, good morning. Charmene, good morning. Says, Sandra, where you there? Happy end of 2025, peeps. Be safe, happy when it comes. For all the drinkers, do it near your bed. That's a good bit of advice. Please don't drink and drive. Don't forget they have the 345 Alive campaign that has been going on. Remember, they came on air and they talked about, all of the options for you to get home safely. If you know you're going to go out and drink and you're the one driving, don't. Find an alternate. So Charmene has a great idea. Drink close to home, but I know some of you want to go to like these functions and parties and stuff. I don't know who's having parties now. Back in the day, I used to kind of keep up with some of this stuff, but I'm such a homebody. I really don't go anywhere. I don't know. Back in the day, the Marriott used to have a really nice event. Does the Marriott still do that? I have no clue. I can't tell you who's rocking in the new year and doing what. But yeah, they used to do a little something, something back in the day. So, but if you stay home and drink, even better, because then you have zero worries. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Strong Wilt. Hello. Let me turn on my camera. I think I'm decent. My AirPods seem to be going out. I mentioned this yesterday, but I'm really noticing it in the left ear today. Let me see here. Where's my camera is not even on. Hold on. I noticed this morning when I came in the studio that my computer had turned itself off. Oddly enough. So sometimes that happens if it does a, what do you call it? Like an update and stuff. But then when I turned it on, it pretty much went back to all the same screens and everything. So I don't know what that was about. But I noticed the camera is not on. So let me try to resolve that while I am still talking to you, honey chair. Normally a physical unplugging of the camera cable. So let me just get up and do that. That will get the trick done. My knee has been feeling so much better. I am going to start putting a little bit more pressure on it, exercising. But let me tell you what happened. Christmas Day, I did a bit more cooking than I had planned. Yes, I'll admit it. I had no plans. I was like, no, I'm not going to cook this year. I'm going to go to a friend's house for dinner. And then somebody actually gifted me one of these meals in a box kind of thing. And it wasn't too bad at all. And so when I saw that, I was like, in that case, let me just make a few sides. And according to the feed isn't on YouTube. Yes, it is. Oh, let me send out the links. And according to my daughter and her father, I don't know how to cook anything small. So, oh, my camera is not coming on. Come on, honey child. Come on, camera. Last day of the year. We can do it. We can do it. Okay, let me check a little something, something. I physically unplugged it. That should have been enough. But let me just restart the app. Maybe there's let me see if there's anything I can do about the app restarting. That might force it to restart. I'm not sure. Close all windows. Let me see here. So, yes, I ended up cooking. And needless to say, I was on my feet for a good, hold on. I was on my feet for a good number of hours, like all morning, all afternoon. And, you know, I could feel my knee. I could definitely feel it later on in the afternoon. And I took a little break at night off my feet. But then the strangest thing happened. The following day, I actually started to feel really, really good. Like the knee started to feel good. Let me get you the YouTube link. Hold on. We are live because I see. Yeah, I see people on YouTube. I see people on YouTube. Hold on. Somebody said they're not seeing the YouTube link. All right, give me a second. So my knee started to feel better. And I thought, that's interesting. I overstress it and it feels better. Suspicious. So since then, I have noticed a marked improvement since Christmas Day. So I am feeling like I could do a little bit more now, getting closer to that. The pickleball court has been calling my name. So I'm going to see what I can do. Yeah. It says waiting for Cayman Mall Road, which, let me see which feed that is. Let me see if that's the other vertical feed or which one is acting up this morning. So we got vertical, we got horizontal. No, we're live. You know what? I think there was a little something. There was a little glitch last night when I was trying to upload the thumbnail and it was like too large. So I suspect now that I'm getting this report that maybe that scheduled show is still showing up, which is kind of weird because I just replaced the thumbnail and it should have been the same URL. So it's a bit strange. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. I suspect that's what's going on, but let me. So we got 80 people watching one of the YouTube feeds. Let me see. Okay. Ooh, who's Dr. Mike Diamonds? Sounds like I need to check him out. Okay. Anybody ever heard of Dr. Mike Diamonds? He's got a YouTube channel I feel like we should be watching, talking about visceral fat. Oh, he's all into health and fitness and stuff. I like it. All right, let me not get distracted as I often do on YouTube. Boy, they got some good videos on YouTube. I'm always looking at something and I found a new one yesterday that I really, really enjoy. So I don't see it's streamed. Send me the URL for that one. Yeah, I don't see that. So send me the URL if you can. It looks like we're live. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. We are looking good. Now the weird thing is, because the feeds are split between two feeds really, on YouTube, you kind of have to add them together in order to get the total count. Weird. All right, let me give you an example of what I mean. Okay. So let me show you this page here. Let me show you this YouTube page. Still nothing on my camera, which is weird. Let me try something else. Let me try running the camera setup app. I don't know. I mean, it's already installed, so it shouldn't be making me install anything. This is weird. Okay. There it is. That did the trick. Look at me pretending like I'm an IT person and all that good stuff. Ta-da! Dun, dun, dun. Who would have known? Let me try to fix it a little bit. So it is off a tad. 2026, when we come back on Friday, are we going to have a Friday show? I am going to make some adjustments. Oh, too high. Hold on. I am gonna make some adjustments to the studio. I need to clean off my desk. That's the first adjustment. And oh gosh, my apologies. I didn't mean to. Oh my goodness. No. Okay, I think I want it just. Oh no, hold on. There we go. That's where I want it. Let me try to lock it in place now. Yes, I'm gonna make some adjustments. Oh, Lord. That's worse than ever. That is so crooked. It is not even funny. My apologies. Okay. I think we can leave it right there for now. Yeah, it still makes the what do you call it? The screen in the background look crooked. But we're going to just have to leave it for now. We'll leave it for now. All right. So I am going to make a few little changes in the studio. First, I need to clean up my desk. There's a lot of mess here. And then the second thing I'm going to do, what happened to my Keyman map? It's all crooked. What? The second thing I'm going to do is I am going to, oh my goodness, we got the map hanging by the side and all sorts of madness. Yeah, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to, there we go. I'm going to add another camera to my, and I need to fix these headsets. They're like really messing with my ear. I'm going to attach another camera so that we can do, when we do our exercises, when we do our squats, you can actually see. So I got to think about how to do that. I'll probably end up using, let me think about it. I got to use like a phone or another dash cam, and I swear I had another dash cam, but I think Marlon took it when I unplugged it, so I don't even know where that is anymore. All right, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. We'll figure it out. Good morning, Miss Barbara G. Hey, Strong Wilt. Hey, Miss Delcy, joining us from Pembroke Pines. Wee Wee's in the house, clean and straight. Vicky, happy end of 2025. Vicky says, yep, drink near your bed. That's the solution. She's with Charmaine on this one. Delcy says, good morning. It's crazy here this morning. It's 34. 34 what? Degrees? Wow, that explains why last night I could feel the chill. I swear it was like 70 something last night. Let me check the temperature. You know, I hardly check the weather. I need to start doing proper weather reports for you guys. Do you guys care about the weather? Do you want me to do weather reports? Hold on. But it definitely felt brisky last night. So we are looking at, thanks to Mr. Kerry Forbes, through January 31st. Let's see what it was last night. Oh, we didn't get anything from last night. We got something early this morning. We got something December 28th that said today, synopsis through the 29th. What happened to the 30th? All right, well, let's look at what they're saying now. So this is from this morning. I think they skipped yesterday. Small craft advisory is in effect. Satellite imagery showing scattered low-level clouds associated with the cold front over the northwest Caribbean. There we go. It is a cold front. Expected to drift south of Cayman by tomorrow morning. Moderate to fresh northerly winds and moderate to rough seas. I love it. Cold front currently moving near the Cayman area is supporting some cloudiness and brief isolated showers along with moderate to fresh northerly winds. As I'm reading this, I'm totally envisioning an AI newscaster actually doing this instead of me, for real. I got to be more consistent with my AI news though, but I love it. This will be perfect for AI. Partly cloudy skies. Show some cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the low to mid 80s. 40% chance of shower. Winds will be northerly, 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be moderate to rough. With wave heights of 4 to 6 feet, especially along the eastern and northern coasts. Some swell activity is expected, and there is a small craft advisory in effect. What temperatures are we looking at though? Temperatures. I see all of this and I'm still not seeing the temperature. Oh, he said temperatures will rise to the low to mid 80s. But so last night was low 80s? Nah, that felt like the 70s. Oh, tonight. So let's assume that the temperatures tonight was similar to last night. Okay, partly cloudy skies with 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the lower 70s. I knew it. I said last night it's in the 70s. Winds will be northerly at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Okay. Oh, I need some water in my studio. Getting a bit parched. All right, Miss Stacy. Okay. 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 All right. Someone send me some Instagram information, a link. Okay, let me see here. Staying in my bed and drinking some wine, says Miss Vicky. Good morning, Miss Patricia Blake. Wishing everyone a prosperous 2026. Lucky Body says, my plan is to watch the Stranger Things finale on Netflix. You know, I keep hearing about this Stranger Things series and I've never seen it. Boy, it's hard for me to get into TV shows these days because I simply do not have the time. All right. Tartarian wants to know who won, Pepsi or Japina? Hold on. Let me see if I can do a quick count. I kind of feel like it was almost 50-50, you know. It was awfully tight. But I also feel like maybe Japina kind of, you know. All right, let's do a quick count. Mr. Stepper 88 said, I hit my 87,000 subscribers today. Is that YouTube subscribers? Congratulations. Let me see here. So we had a little trivia question yesterday. I'm going to throw it. I'm actually going to throw it in the channel because the channel will give you a count. Your preference with a patty. Oh, hold on. But I kind of feel like it was very close. And then some people kind of threw in like, I don't want a Pepsi or a Japina. I'm going to have a beer. I saw Jim. Japina or a cold Pepsi. And when you say cold, you mean like almost like where it has icicles in it. Okay. All right. Let me try. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do it on the channel, but in the on the Facebook feed, let me quickly tell you, we had 56 comments. Let's see if we can quickly do a count. Can somebody count for me? Soka's correcting me. She says between the two, Hopina, not Jopina. Listen, this came on, you know, nobody not calling it by no Spanish name, but no Hopina. When you ever heard a Cayman and talking about, I want a Hopina, please, por favor. No, that would be the Spanish people. That, I mean, it is a Spanish name, but we don't pronounce it. We say Jopina. Everybody say, I want a Jopina. Okay. So of course, Soka got to throw in a whole conversation into the mix. So let's ignore the conversations because, you know, we just wanted you to vote. Alex said no drink to dilute the delicious taste of the patty. Just chew slowly and savor the taste completely. I don't know, Alexa, sorry. You need a little something to wash it down. So somebody says neither. It's ice cold bluebird fruit punch. Bluebird fruit punch. Patty says Coca-Cola. All right, let's count the Pepsis. And so can somebody jot these down for me? One person be responsible. Every time I say Pepsi, you write it down. Who's it going to be? And then another person can say Japina. Okay? All right, Vernita, you want to do Pepsi? Okay. Okay. All right, ready? All right. One for Pepsi for Miss Beulah. Let's count Patty Edwards as a Pepsi because she said Coca-Cola. I know some of you don't like Pepsi, but same thing. So let's count that for Pepsi. Decia said Pepsi. If it's with beef, but Jupina with chicken or veggie, Lord have mercy, she's complicating things. So let's go with Pepsi. You think most people have beef patties versus chicken? Beef is probably the most popular anyway, right? So you counting for me? So I think that's 3 so far. Just write them down for Pepsi. Lavana says definitely Jopina. So somebody write down 1 for Jopina. Natalie says Jopina and a tasty patty from Tortuga. Errol says Pepsi. Adrian says Pepsi. Deandra says Pepsi. It hits the spot differently, says Deandra. None of them says Damien. He goes for Dr. Pepper. Next one for Jopina. Pepsi again. Pepsi again. Sandra said both. Rory said Pepsi. Veronica has a different option. She says ginger beer would be a better option. John Godfrey says neither. Cola champagne. Wow, that hit differently. Okay. Anne Rice, Pepsi. Julie, Pepsi. I kind of feel like maybe the Pepsis have it. Caymanian breakfast in the 90s was 3P, Patty, Pepsi, and paper, says Sasha Whitaker. All right, Soka has another comment. Jupina says Aliano. Pepsi says Carol. Definitely a cold Pepsi, says Miss Ann. Amanda, Pepsi, Jupina all the way. Jupina again. So that's two more for Jupina. Jupina. Shall we pronounce it the correct way? That's like how we say Honduranians when it's actually Hondurans. You know, Caymanians have their own way of saying things. All right, Simon gives a vote for Pepsi. Miss Omiria says Jupina it is. Jupina again. Jupina again. So that's 3. Daniel says Jupina. So that's 4 in a row for Jupina. Miss Marjorie had to get all confused talking about a Diet Sunkiss. Anita prefers a ginger ale. Another one for Jupina. Ozzy. Good morning to Ozzy Bodden. He's like, I'm going to go with the Jupina. Angela. So we got another 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row for Jopina. Jopina. 1 more for Pepsi. And then 1 more for Jopina. All right. So then let's take some votes off of IG because the Instagram folks were voting a little bit as well. And let's see what they had to say. Okay. Let me see. Opinion. All right. So we didn't have that many votes on Instagram. Sabcab said Jopina. Papi Suave says, I'll slap it down with a nice cold Pepsi any day. So 1 vote for Pepsi plus 4 likes. So let's count the 4 likes with the 1 vote. So give Pepsi 5 votes there. And then Cam Stacy, 5 votes there. Maxikin says Opinia. And another one for Opinia says 2 more, 3 more for Opinia. Plus, let's add the likes as well. So 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So add another 10 to the Opinia votes. All right, what's the tally? You got the tally? Give me the tally for those. This person says, I quite enjoyed this debate. It was interesting to see people's taste. We'll do more fun stuff like this too. Like, you know, it doesn't always have to be serious time here in class. Sometimes we can have a little bit of fun. All right, this is the temperature in what jurisdiction? 44 degrees. Oh, this is Florida. Feels like 36 degrees. The high is 64 and the low is going to be 44 in Pembroke Pines. Wow. Ooh, honey child. I wonder what Tampa is like because Tampa always gets a little bit colder, I feel like. Tartarian says fireworks are such a waste of money. Morning, Siobhan. Cheryl's in the house. Miss Barbara says church and home, food and bed. Hopefully we'll make it through without any problems. Evelyn, good morning. Elaine, good morning to you. King 1976, good morning, sir. Yes, sir. Barbara G says, guess we can get back to squatting. That's right, honey child. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Yes, I tell you, the knees feeling, I felt a marked difference. You know, you can feel sometimes in the healing process where you jump from this to that, you know, and I really felt like that from literally that day within hours. I was like, man, the knees feeling, you know, I still have a little bit of stiffness and discomfort at times, but I felt like that kind of forced it to straighten up and straighten up a little bit. Yes, honey chill. Thank you guys so much. 90 Eden says, good morning, wishing everyone love, peace, and joy on this last day of 2025, going into 2026. Good morning, Carneath. Australia just welcomed in 2026. They're the first ones, right? I feel like. Congrats to Australia. Happy 2026. Good morning to Miss Faith and Hope. She says, good morning, sunshine. A little cooler today. It sure is. How to spell Mark. Sending love to this live stream. I'd like to comment to support as a live streamer myself right now. I truly feel the grind. Respect to the creator and everyone showing love in here. Well, thank you so much. If you're in the space, honey child, you know how hard it can be sometimes. Ooh, some days live streaming is, it's life, but then it takes a lot. Oh, yes, I was going to show you guys now that we have two feeds simultaneously on. I was going to show you this. Now that we have the two feeds, screen share, hold on. We kind of have to count, like double count the views in a way. Because right now we have 127 on this one, and then we have 17 watching the vertical. So just like yesterday, we had 1.3 thousand on the regular feed, and then we had another 934 on the vertical. So it's like you have to now add 1.3 plus 934 to kind of get the total. Yeah, so it's two feeds per day because one is vertical and one is horizontal now. So I know some of you are like, it's confusing me. It shouldn't be, but it's basically two feeds. So you'll see duplication. See? And they should, when you go under the live tab, if the, because I use both, you should see them next to each other. Wow. The Christmas Eve show did really well. This was with Mr. Pierce. We had 7.4 thousand views on this one, and then another 695. So let's round that up to like 8,000 views. That's pretty good. I must send that. Let me grab that and send that to Mr. Pierce. Yeah, those are good for or YouTube for sure. 8,000 views for one show. He was so good. I mean, I found him to be very, very interesting. I absolutely loved him, actually. He's so intelligent, well-spoken, and well-informed, huh? Wow. I think I had a crush. I had an intellectual crush with him. Could you guys feel the vibe? It happens. Like when Miss Marla Dukran came on the very first time, there's like this connectivity that I have sometimes with my guests. And I'm just like, OMG, I love you. I love your brain. So, yes, he was. Me too, Sandy, says this person. Yes, I was feeling it. Guests can really, and I got another guest coming on about this whole Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela and the USA situation in the new year. And he's actually a, let me get Commandant Colonel. What's his official title? Hold on. I'm gonna tell you guys. So he's agreed to come on the show as well. So we'll book him into the new year. He is a commander, captain commander. Hold on. You can tell I know nothing about these naval and whatever titles. Let me see. He did email me. Commandant. Let me see. Oh, Lord have mercy. His title and name, here we go. Lieutenant Commander Dindial, I think is how he pronounces it. Or is it Dindial? Dindial or Dindial? We'll have to get the correct spelling of his name. That's his title. And his full name is, oh Lord, hold on. That's his last name. Norman Dindial, I think is the first name. But yes, we're gonna have him on the show and get his take on all of this. But yeah, I was like fangirling or boying. Which one would it be? Fanboying, because he's a man, I guess. Yeah, I really enjoyed him as a guest. Totally awesome. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. All right, Barbara, definitely Pepsi and a patty, beef patty. Pepsi wins, says Island Pearl. Well, there you have it. Pepsi, Pepsi, Pepsi. Ashley says Pepsi 100%. Good morning. Aliano says Jupina, squad up. How much money are you spending this year for fireworks? $0. See? Big fat 0 and 0. I don't do fireworks. I don't think I've probably ever really done fireworks. I'm just not into it. I don't mind watching sometimes, but because I've pretty much always had dogs my entire adult life for sure, and I see how it impacts them, I always think about the dogs. So yeah, just not into it like that. Sometimes I'll go though, like we've been on the beach before. It's been a couple of years I haven't been on the beach to watch, because I like to just stay home. Sandy, are you going to have anyone from WRC on you within yesterday doing some of the new changes? All right, Desert Rose, let's talk about this. I would love to have them on. However, this is the one minister that seems hell-bent on not coming on CMR. I can only tell you guys what it is, right? Let me tell you the truth. Can someone reach out to Michael and say, Michael, whatever your beef is, I don't even know what it is, because Michael and I used to be cool. Last election before he joined CINP, he was on here. You know, he was a paying customer. He came on, did his little promotions. But he's in his feelings. And, you know, Michael, I have no ill feelings towards you. I swear, hand on Bible, hand on heart. I really, really don't. But, you know, some of these MPs are a little bit thin-skinned. Like you say something that they take as a slight, they get all up in their feelings. Yo, get over it, man. I don't know. I know what it is. During the election, a parent submitted some concerns about Michael and how he works with children, and we published that, as we would. And then when Ralston was on here, Ralston kind of called him out, and I guess he's upset. But, you know, here's the funny thing, right? This is how I'm going to say this, because I feel like men, the Good Old Boys Network, even when they're a-holes, right? The Good Old Boy Network will protect a man over a woman. Like a woman isn't allowed to be right? Because that's such a horrible thing. But men, they can do whatever, and they're going to still have this bromance thing going on. They're still going to, oh, we'll set it aside. We'll be lovey-dovey. Because I hear that him and Ralston, like, you know, I'm not going to say best friends or anything, but in caucus and cabinet, you know, they rolling with each other. They not got no problems. And he was the one who called you out, dude. He just did it on my show. So why am I the problem? Because I'm a woman. Because sometimes I wear a skirt. And I don't even wear skirts that often. But this is what we as women have to deal with. It is a whole different cup of tea. Yeah. When we do something, Desert Rose, they take it personal. Make a man do it to them. They'll be like, oh, okay. I'm okay. We'll get over it. But y'all know me, honey child. I'm just like, check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. So, Michael, in the spirit of the new year, come on the program, honey child. I'd love to see you. Oh, this earpiece. No, sir. Mama got to go on Amazon today. Sorry, Marlon. I need a new earpiece. Ay. So, yeah, I can feel it in this ear kind of going out. It's the left earbud. That's the problem. It kind of trips in and out. But anyway, I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking it personal. But he won't come on the show, which means that none of his ministry people will be coming on the show either. So we have to kind of figure it out on our own, I guess. Will the premier come on the show? Let's find out. Let's ask. Let's see if he'll come on and explain immigration stuff to us. All right. I mean, I'll take anybody I can get. I mean, that's his minister, right? Since his own minister will not. Okay, let's ask the question and see what we can do. Thank you, Desert Rose. I'm willing to try, and God knows I am willing to let bygones, whatever it is, whatever you up in your feelings about, I'm like, let's just get over it. K-Man Maryland says we can't like comments on YouTube anymore. Really? I don't know. I'm not a YouTube commenter as such, but I don't know if that's something that has changed. Has it changed? Let me see. You mean when it's live, right? Let me go into the live feed and see if I can do it. I'm not sure. Okay. Radio K-Man is on today. Uh-oh. I think I pressed the, hold on. K-Man Mall Road. Let me go. Comments. Okay. So join the were you guys able to like comments before on YouTube? I thought you could only see comments. Like I said, I'm not a huge I don't know. For me, the YouTube comments look so weird. They're nothing like Facebook, I gotta tell you. I'm not sure. You know, these platforms make changes and I don't know what they be doing, show. It says live chat. Join the conversation to interact with the creator and others watching the live stream. Open panel, but then it won't let me do that. Weird. I'm not sure. You're probably gonna have to ask. So top fans on YouTube, according to this, in the top place, we got Lucky Body is number 1. YouTube just gave me some information here. This is pretty cool to see. Like I said, I don't normally watch YouTube shows live, even the ones that I subscribe to. I kind of watch them afterwards. So I don't know a lot of the features of like a live YouTube session. So I'm just having a look at this, and it actually gave the top fans for YouTube. So look at who's in the top list. We got Lucky Bodies number 1. Yes, sir. I don't know what the XP stands for. Then we have K-Man Maryland. That's interesting. I've never even seen you comment until today. We've got Tartarian in number 3 spot. So they take the top 3. Delcy comes in at number 4. Mess with you. Elaine 7936 is number 5. Live Happy is number 6. Plain and Straight is number 7. And Desert Rose, you rounded out the top 8. Look at that. Cool. Very cool. So yeah, I'm not sure about the commenting. Island Pearl says, I love this view. It allows me to multitask on my phone without missing anything. So you're doing the vertical view. Nice. Good morning, Miss Marva. You and I need to meet up, preferably between now and the weekend, please. Marva is throwing a vote for the Jopina, the Hopina. Hopina. Abby, good morning. Kimmy says, good morning, Mrs. Sandy. Happy New Year. All the best to you and your family for 2026. Keep up the good work and stay safe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A band brothers from other mothers. Is that what you're saying? Bro, before you know what? Chat, please, Aliano. But they weren't even bros. This is the thing that I don't get. This is the Good Old Boys Network, though. You men are different. Y'all flex different. Y'all get offended when you find a woman that is just going to stand in her, I'm just doing me. I don't know what y'all be getting up in your feelings for. Good Lord. Yep. Anywho, y'all will be fine. I can assure you. It's so funny because one of the worst things you can do is pick a fight with media. Look at Donald Trump. Every single time he stumbles, they're like, oops, here's another article. Anytime he says something incoherent and stupid, oops, we'll put that up. Don't pick a fight with the media because you can never win. That is a fight that you will never win. And God knows I'm trying to give everybody in this government a fair chance to prove themselves. We elected them. We want them to work together as a team. So far, I think they're doing okay. And we're going to give them their 4 years. I tell them, don't come with no foolishness about you breaking up because I'm going to kick y'all down the street and put y'all right back together. You're going to kiss and make up. Lucky Body says, I keep forgetting the election was this year, even though I voted, right? It does feel like a while ago. Burnt poultry. Lord, don't burn the poultry. No way. My favorite show on YouTube right now is Spill More Caribbean Tea. I love it. It's like came on today. Call them out, lady. Aw, thank you. This is your favorite show? Oh, I feel so privileged. Oh, my God. Yep. Island Pearl says, nope, was never able to like comments on YouTube. I didn't think so. Desert Storm, thanks. If they're really interested in reaching the public, they would come and CMR because this is the forum most people tune into. Well, I think there's no debate there. And I am so looking forward to the annual Tower Marketing Survey, which I suspect will say that again this year. And so, yes, they should come on. Now, let me tell you which ones we know for sure are coming on, okay? They are going to be doing Ministry Matters. I know they've committed to coming on. First of all, we've got the Honorable Ralston Anglin. Woohoo! Then we've got the Honorable J.E. Banks. Woohoo! Then we've got the Honorable Isaac Rankin. Woohoo! Then we have, I think the Premier is going to be doing more appearances. I really feel like he does need to, but I know how busy he is, but he does need to make time in 2025. We haven't heard from our good friend, Mr. MP for Newlands in a minute, but I know Wayne Panton is going to be back in full force, and he's been doing stuff in his constituency for sure. In fact, just last night, let me guys show you some pictures that I was kind of playing around with. He was, let me show you. And don't forget, by the way, today's the 31st, but you still have time until the Digicel stores close, I suppose, to run in there and take advantage of those December deals. And the Christmas giveaways are ending today. So I was on his social media page and I was grabbing, because I was going to do a little post for Christmas. You know, every year he does his little Santa truck ride. And so this is him and his crew dressed up as Mr. and Mrs. Claus and stuff. And so I was going to put some of these up. So I was kind of playing around with designs and stuff last night. And then I realized that he was actually having his Newlands New Year's, ushering the New Year's in last night. And I didn't even know. I missed it. I'm just like, how did I not know this? I would have gone. So he's done this now for a number of years. And they do it before, the actual New Year's so that, tonight you can still celebrate and do whatever. And they had a park and ride available. They had a drone show, music, food, and fun. Hello, Mr. Panton. If I knew this, I would have been there, honey child. So I know we need to step it up. We got to step it up for him. Because, they post stuff on their page and then nobody even sees it. We don't know nothing about it and we forget. So he will be coming on. Who else? I think Nicholas DaCosta should be soon. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Honorable Kathy Wilkes should also be coming on as well. So that's the majority of them. Who else is a minister? So Michael Miles, not a single word from Michael. I feel like we should call Michael. Should we call Michael today? Wish him a happy new year. Maybe if we extend a little extra olive branch to him, he'll get over whatever feelings it is that he has. And then, he's the deputy leader of the opposition, deputy leader of the CINP party. And so I feel like because of that, the leader, which is Mr. Gary Ruddy, aka Peanut, he won't come on because he doesn't want to upset Michael. Y'all understand how some of these dynamics go with the Good Old Boys Network, right? The Good Old Boys Club. So weird. Abby says CMR has been my morning tea this year. Thank you. Thank you. Island Pearl says the XP changes every day depending on the frequency of the user's interaction. Oh, and both fees have separate top fans data. I can comment on the phone in YouTube, but not on TV. Oh, yes, because normally the TV apps are different. Yeah. So normally, I get you. Yeah. But then a lot of people like to watch on TV because they get to see the big screens. John LaRue says, why are handles different now? I used to be John LaRue. Now I am at J LaRue. I don't know. I thought you were using a different account, you see, because the way I see it is a little bit differently on my end. But I thought you were actually using a different account. That's probably, again, a YouTube change. Kind of weird. I'm guessing that your actual handle is John LaRue 2844 when you set it up. Yeah, it is weird, right? Good morning, Miss Anita. Thank you so much for the holiday wishes. Happy New Year. Some even when it get overbearing, it's still the spot, but getting time to only re-listen later. Tell the Honorable Michael Miles the people want to hear from him. I mean, I can tell him. I don't think he's blocked me or anything. He just doesn't respond to my messages. What a hot mess. Let's see. Let me see. Michael Miles. Oh, I have two numbers for him? Give me a second. Let me see if I can reach out to him. Michael Miles. I'm going to call him. Michael, I think I must spell Miles. In fact, the funny thing about it is Michael is actually my cousin, just like Ralston's my cousin. Oh, Lord. Key-man is so funny. Lord Jesus. Take the wheel. Take the wheel. He says, good morning. I'm currently receiving a high volume of messages. Oh, he has an auto message, phone calls and emails. I appreciate you contacting me. Please note that my response may be delayed up to 2 to 3 days. And I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and appreciate your patience. We're going to call him. It's a new year tomorrow. Gotta fix up my hair a little bit. Hello. Hi, good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Michael speaking. Can I help?
Hi, Michael. It's Sandra Hill. How are you? Oh, hold on. Hello, Michael?
Yes.
Hi, Michael. Hi, morning. It's Sandra Hill. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Happy New Year when it comes tomorrow.
Same to you.
Thank you so much. So we were actually talking about you a little bit on the show this morning, and some of our listeners are wondering when you might be coming onto the program. So I just wanted to personally call you and say that, you know, whatever it is, whatever I may have done to offend you in 2025, I hope that we can move past it and come together in 2026. We'd love to have you on the program to talk about all of the very interesting immigration changes that are coming down the pipeline.
Sandra, I think that you know all the changes at this point. I've made clear what my position is. I'm going to go on shows that I believe that are going to represent me and represent me, the true integrity that I bring to it. I just don't think that you're going to represent that for me.
Wow, really?
I just don't. I think what I've heard you do is you've jumped on both sides, and it's the one thing that I don't appreciate.
Jump on both sides of what?
I've heard you interview people who have said some of the most stupidest shit, and you've never called me to even clarify information.
Just a reminder, we're on radio, so we got to watch the language. But okay, so I'm assuming. I mean, help me get to the bottom of this, because I want to understand where you and I have gone off the rails here. I'm assuming this is during the election when people were writing in. Making comments. I think there was the one parent who had some comments to make in reference to, how you treated her son. And then Ralston was on the show, talking about the skate park. So I'm assuming that that's what we're talking about.
No, I think it cuts deeper than that, Sandra.
Okay.
I don't think it's just two occasions when you've misrepresented what I stand for and certainly what I have done without confirming anything with me. And I just don't, that's just not what I get into. So what I am normally going to do going forward is I'm going to talk to journalists who actually want to represent what I believe truth is. And people are always going to have their opinion about what that is. For me, I know what mine is. So it's not that I dislike you. Trust me, I don't carry no ill feelings, because I don't have the time and I have the patience to carry ill feelings. People are always going to have their opinion on who Michael Myers is without even speaking to me. Or they're going to assume the worst. And I get it, because I've done it too. So I am not, I don't fight that stuff, but I'm not going to go on podcasts. I'm going to speak to, if a journalist want to interview me about what's coming up, I'm going to provide that. As you can see, what I have done is I've gone on Radio Cayman. I've gone on, Cayman Compass, because I've made it very clear to them, you're going to print what I actually say and not what you assume that I'm saying, or you're not. And if that's what journalism has become, then you don't need to call me.
So I'm trying to understand and dissect what it is that you're actually saying, right? So you feel that these other entities, the Compass and Radio Cayman, are going to be favorable to your position or publish what you were saying, and you're feeling that CMR hasn't done that?
No, Sandra, I don't need anyone to be favorable to what I'm saying. People always have a different opinion. I've gone on Radio Cayman, I've gone on Compass TV, and they have asked specific questions. I've answered that to my ability, to what I can answer, and they printed exactly this. What I feel on your show is that you're misrepresenting what is being, and you're coming up with a number of assumptions, also not correcting people when they become mean and abusive. So in the end, all it becomes is some of what we're allowing is, you're allowing this negative, hateful sort of view. And I think it's wrong.
About you specifically is what you think?
I think it's about everything. It's not just about me. Yes, it's about everything.
Oh, wow.
I mean, do you not normally listen to your shows?
I mean,
do you not normally see,
I'm doing
do you not play your shows back, Sandra, and see the
I'm
hate
here.
that's often spewed?
I'm here in real time, and so of course I'm listening to the show, but I think that obviously your interpretation and mine and the audience is two very, very different things. So
maybe that's where we go in different, divergence. I mean, it's not just yours. It's Kim and New Service is doing the exact same thing too, right? Print an article and then you allow people to sit behind a screen and just bash and become absolutely disgusting, and then we call it news.
Wow.
Right? I mean, how? Like when have we gotten to the stages of people where we allow people to be hateful and mean? Now, I welcome disagreement. I welcome people having a different opinion, because I have a different opinion from my colleagues. I have a different from how people see things. So I welcome that. I welcome supportive. I welcome respectful debate. But
so you do get that there are people who call in on this show all the time and support you and support your position, and just like everyone else, they have the option to do that. So I mean, this isn't a show that is focused on hate or negativity. This is a show that is focused on allowing people to have an opinion, whatever their opinion is. And I don't filter.
What happens when that opinion crosses the line? What happens when the opinion crosses the line? What happens when the opinion comes in that it's really not an opinion, it just becomes an attack, right? And it becomes derogatory and disrespectful, right? Like that stops being an opinion, right? And I see that it's encouraged almost, and that's not what I stand for. And it's not what I'm going to subject myself to. So it's, as I said, son, there's nothing against you personally, right? And it will matter if I'm in the political game or not, because again, this is a job. This is a job that the people have elected me to do. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And your show doesn't help me represent that.
Wow.
Right. What I'm going to do is the best of my ability, and then when I'm done, I'm done. Right. But that's where I see it. So as I said, there's nothing against you. I don't go on podcasts, period. There's not any podcast that I've went on that I've talked about the political aspect of this, of what I do. So I just stay away from podcasts.
Can I just understand though? I think you're conflating. So when you say you don't go on podcasts, you're not considering this a talk show? Well, how is this any different than what Radio Cayman does? In terms of they do a talk show and we have a talk show.
I consider it different, Sandra, because I think that they have a history of, I just do. I consider it different.
Okay.
I consider that they even have a different focus group that actually call in and have meaningful debate. I am certainly more comfortable in ensuring that the folks who call in can actually engage, and they're not constantly, providing information that is just not truthful. That people are calling in and asking specific questions about what's going on with immigration, rather than assuming that it's the worst, right? That's what I believe that Radio Cayman brings, and again, you can disagree, and this is where
I want to know where you have heard me ever say that I don't agree with, and I've been calling for years for stricter legislation, especially around the marriages of convenience, even increased fees for people who are getting RERC. So I wonder if you actually have, you asked me if I listened to my show. I mean, I'm going to turn that question on you and ask you if you've actually really listened to my program, or are you kind of, focused on maybe one or two things that you weren't happy about and you've missed the real big picture here?
No, I've listened to your show, Sandra. I have.
Wow. I must tell you, I'm taken aback by your comments this morning. I'm not gonna lie. I am very, very surprised that this is your position. I'm glad that you've explained it, though, and I'm glad that we've had this conversation because it has added a degree of clarity for me. I am surprised, but nonetheless, it has added clarity to where you are and what your position is. And I'm surprised, I mean, you obviously, I'm not telling you not to go on Radio Cayman. That's the government station. You can certainly go on there and do whatever, but I find it a little bit puzzling that, you get a fraction, and I do mean a fraction of people listening to you over at Radio Cayman. And if you're a representative of the people and you're a government minister, I would have thought your remit would be to meet people where they are and to go where the people are. And there's no disputing. I mean, you don't have to, I suppose, like me personally or not like me or whatever, but there's no disputing that we actually have the views here on this program, that people tune in to this program at probably 500% more than you will get over at Radio Cayman. So if you're trying to, I mean, the reason why I'm even calling you this morning.
It's not all about the views for me. I'm going to get the message out as much as I want. It's not just on talk shows that we provide information on. We provide information on a number of social media channels. We provide information through via email, text messaging. I do as much as I possibly can in order to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
So,
and if the people are still saying that because the reason why I'm calling you this morning, because literally I'm on air and people are saying, when are people from WRC and the minister coming on so we can understand some of this? So that's a request from the people. That's not me. That's a request from the people. And you're saying that too bad for them. They can go look at your social media handles.
Yes, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of information out there, and again, you're not the only game in town. So we are also going to be on Radio Cayman, and I have been on radio, and I've been on the campus news stations, and we've put things out in the social sphere. I believe that we're hitting as much as we possibly can. Now, for those people who want something specific, ask them to call me. Just like you have. Right, I've not changed my number. I'm not even gotten a new number. The only thing I've changed is an email. Right, so people have contacted me on a regular basis. I keep almost 200 text messages rolling every single month that I try to answer as often as I possibly can, providing folk information. Right, so and they can call WORC. So there's always going to be some folks who feel that they're going to be left out. Give them my number, give them my email, right? We are answering as much information as we possibly can. I don't need to come on a talk show in order to get information across to the public on a regular basis. I mean, if that, then I'd get no work done.
Interesting. Wow. I mean, I can't say that I'm in agreement with what you've shared this morning. I mean, I am disappointed to hear you, share these sentiments. But I think, like I said, for me, at least it adds clarity. And I guess I now know exactly where you stand and not to bother anymore. And very, very disappointed.
Never really bothered me. I mean, this is where we disagree. I mean, you haven't really bothered me. I mean, at the end of the day, I know that you play a role, and your role is what you make of it. I'm going to make my role what I make of it. And we'll meet in the middle. And that's how I see things. My responsibility have always been, I'm going to do the service that the people have asked me to do. And I've always done that. I've done that for 35 years in a variety of different parts of my career. And this is going to be no different. I'm going to represent with truth, with integrity. I'm going to represent with hard work. And I'm going to do exactly what I've said to the Caymanians public. I'm going to work my behind off in order to ensure that Caymanians are put further ahead. And that will never change. And whether I'm on your show, on Radio Cayman, or on some other show, my work rate is never going to change. My truth is never going to change. My integrity is never going to change. In politics in general, it isn't going to change for me. Because what I've seen, this is a platform Caymanians public have provided me, and I'm going to do everything that I've said on a campaign. And that's what people want. People want politicians to shut their mouth and do the work. That's what everyone in Prospect has said to me. Shut up, do the work, and do it with integrity. And that's what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, if you're doing what the people want, the people are consistently saying that they want to hear from you on this platform. But I mean, I guess you're doing what the people want when you want to do it. So I mean, that to me kind of is nonsensical.
You however you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that anyone in this country can say that appearing on your show is going to be any different from appearing on any other show.
Really?
So no,
Wow.
I don't think that anyone in this country is going to say that when I entered office that I haven't done my job. And my job doesn't include that I'm going to appear on your show. There's no one in Prospect and there's no one in this country. And again, I have been in contact with hundreds of people.
Okay.
And no one has said, hey, Michael, I think I know what you need to do. You need to appear in Sandra's show. I've never been asked that. So maybe that's what you're being asked, but I've never been asked that. And I'm still going into work every single day and I'm still working hard. So when I hear you say that, well, you know, the people are saying that, well, I need to appear on your show. Because of what? Because you are going to somewhere down the line, do what for me?
Oh, wow.
Like Sandra, it's not going to change. You're not going to change what I do, who I am. I don't understand how or what you're saying that people are saying that I need to appear on your show, and because I don't appear on your show, I'm not working hard. I mean, is that what you're saying?
That's not what I said at all. I'm saying that the people have requested that you come on the show and they'd like to hear from you here. You've obviously stated the reasons why you're not doing so. I mean, somebody just said that you referred to it as a little podcast, and they said that there's nothing that could be farther from the truth. If you have the number
when
one,
you're speaking to me, right? But when you're speaking to me just now, did I call your show a little podcast?
That's what someone just said to me. I mean, I don't.
No,
apparently, you just
Sandra,
said that is what they're saying. But I didn't.
Right? And,
I didn't pick up on that.
You,
but
I have never said that your show is a little podcast. I said I don't appear in podcasts.
okay.
Right? So, but you heard me, and yet you've turned it around and said, well, people saying. This is stuff that ultimately I think we have to agree to disagree of how you're twisting things, right? You just heard me say that I don't appear in podcasts, and yet you're twisting it to say that someone else said that I call your show a little podcast. I can be honest with you. I personally have never spent the time to even say, hey, well, Sandra's show is a little podcast. Kim on Compass is this. I don't care. My job is to do the best job I possibly can, right? And your show isn't
let me
going to
clarify.
make it or break that.
Michael, let me actually clarify what the person said. Right? They sent in a WhatsApp message, and so let me just clarify what they actually said. Okay? I don't want you to get upset about this. What they said was,
I'm not upset.
Oh, okay. What they said was, morning. Well, he used your little podcast. And they put podcast in brackets. So let me rephrase that. They probably didn't mean Lil since that wasn't in quotations. Okay. To tell people of the islands that he don't care about the people and their requests, showing his true ignorant colors. So I'm assuming that when like I said, I saw that pop up as a notification. So let's just backtrack on that and say that what they have in quotations was the word podcast, not little. So let's correct that in real time. That they weren't saying that you said little podcast. They're using little, and then podcast is what's in quotations. But yeah.
You and I can agree to disagree as well. That the individual that made that comment certainly wasn't listening to what I was saying.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I didn't call you, you called me. So I'm not using your show for anything. So they're wrong. And I'm hoping that you can admit that they're wrong, because I didn't use your show. I didn't call in. You called me, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
So how are they saying that I'm using your show?
No, I don't. Well, they didn't say that you're using. I mean, okay. All right. I think you're splitting hairs, and you're missing probably what it is that they're trying to say. So maybe we
Okay.
just leave that particular comment alone because,
Okay.
I think that that's not going to really further the conversation. But anyway, I mean, what can I say? I mean, I'm disappointed to hear that this is your position, Michael. But it is what it is, and at least we know, because I've been, as I've been messaging you, and I've been trying to reach out even through people with both within your party, within the government, and you and I have never really had the opportunity to have a conversation. That's why this morning I said, you know what, it's the last day of 2025. Let's put this to bed. Let me call Michael and just see what's going on, because I'm happy to invite him on the program. 2026 begins tomorrow. Friday we'll be back on air. I'm happy to have him on. But if you've made your position very, very clear that you will never engage with myself. You also mentioned, Wendy Ledger. At least knowing is in my opinion, 90% of the battle. So now that we know exactly where you stand and what your position is, then we know and we can proceed with there. And I'm not going to be harassing you and begging you to come on the show. You've made yourself very, very clear. You have no interest in coming on this program, and it is what it is.
That's not the relationship that we even have anyways. I mean, you've never done that. So
never done what?
I mean, it's not, you've never harassed me or begged me to come on the show.
I know. I'm just saying that, I was trying to extend an olive branch this morning. And my point that I'm making to you is that I'm doing this once. You've made your position extremely clear, so you don't have to worry about me doing it a second time. Okay? I just wanted to make that clear, just in case you think I'm going to be calling you again next week. Just know that I won't be. I just wanted to, give this opportunity, and I'm glad that I did, because, like I said, now I have full clarity on exactly what's going on here.
Okay.
So I appreciate the time, Minister, and I wish you all the best of luck in the next 4 years. You're working for all of us. So I mean, we're all here in this together.
Yes, that's that I am.
Yeah,
and that is never.
And at some point, we would hope that the civil servants who work under WRC, although you won't come on, we hope that the civil servants, as you say, the technocrats who are responsible for enacting the legislation and making sure that people are compliant, perhaps they can come onto the program and explain it, because ultimately people just want to understand. So if you don't want to do it, then, let's make a plea for the technocrats and the civil servants to be able to come on and meet the people, because the people are saying, we want to hear more on this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you and your family.
You.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, Lord Jesus. Wow. Honey child, I'm left needing a stiff drink right about now, and I don't even drink. If Elizabeth was here, Elizabeth would be like, girl, take a shot of that Patron you got in your liquor cabinet. Oh my God. No. Okay. I'm scratching my head. Like I said, I'm glad that my flabber is gasted, said this person. You know how you say I'm flabbergasted? My flabber is gasted. Yeah. Wow. I feel like I need a drink. Can I at least get a Pepsi this morning? Irvin's like, you need a drink. Oh my God. After that, I feel like I need a whole bottle of something. Jesus Christ. What the hell? My brain is trying to process it. Whoo, so. Where is the liquor cabinet? Yeah, King. Yo. Leanna said, let's take a shot. God, Lord God. Oh, Miss Stacy, bring me a bottle of liquor, child. Bring me something. Somebody said he's the black version of Makiva. Lord, oh my God. Wait, rum? Y'all got drive me to drink for real. Wow. Good morning. Yeah, you gotta help me out here because I'm kind of speechless.
Morning.
Wow.
I see you're having a rough day.
I'm not even having a rough day, but I'm just shocked.
Well,
Denny, I don't drink, but sometimes I feel like I need a drink. And what right now?
I think we should have a big glass of water.
I have my big glass of water, and the cup says, "These are the tears of my pickleball opponents." My God, I don't know what that was,
well,
but tell me.
I want to take you back to the election, and basically their mentality is that they're going to run it like a business. And what you have to understand about private enterprise is private enterprise don't care what employees think about them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they make decisions whether you like it or not. And he clearly doesn't understand that he's not running a private company, that he's running a public company, and that we are the shareholders of this public company, and that we have a freedom of expression. And what he has failed to do is he has failed to explain, by example, where CMR has gone wrong. He has made the accusation that we say all sorts of things that are wrong, but never said, well, here's an example. Because you see, as long as you leave it like that, it's hard. What are you going to argue about? Because wrong is wrong. But when you
ask for specifics,
wrong, then that's where the devil can be located. And what I found interesting was that he had time for one-on-one conversations, but no time to have conversation with society at large. And I think that even if you were to look at it from a private sector perspective, it would be more efficient to talk to the whole country at one time than it is to speak to each person one-on-one.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting because, what he said about, how the compass approaches him. And who else did he say? And Radio Cayman. I mean, do people actually think when they come on this program that I am here to, I don't think that I'm mean to guests, but I hold them accountable and I don't hold their hand. I mean, God knows I have not probably ridden anybody more in terms of when they call in challenging them than probably Kenneth Bryan. But if I call Kenneth right now on any issue, Kenneth will listen. He's going to come on the show. And, sometimes he gets up in his feelings, but he just is like, okay, he'll get over it. This to me is, wow.
Well, you see,
I don't understand this. So he doesn't like that we're critical of people, and he feels like everyone on here is negative and mean. Like, that is so ridiculous. Like, that is so far from the truth that
you see, that's why getting into the details is important, because you see, the sense that I got from what he was saying was he doesn't like freedom of expression. And he says that he has different opinions. People are entitled to their opinions, but he's not going to participate if you have an opinion he doesn't like, is really what he's saying. What he should do is that he should recognize that the right of freedom of expression is a restriction on him. Okay? So we have a right to criticize how we think the government is doing things, or praise. We can praise the government for what they're doing. Those are examples of expression.
What? And I mean, are we not allowed to question the government?
No. It's not whether we are allowed. You see, this is how people normally think about rights. It's like seeking permission. What can we do? We actually have a freedom to express ourselves. What the right really means is that he is restricted from interfering with our right to say that. And in an essence, what he's saying is he doesn't want to come on your show and talk to your audience unless he's able to restrict the things that he doesn't want to hear. Because the right to freedom of expression, we have the freedom. But what it is in essence, what it means in essence, is that he is restricted from interfering with that. So the better way to think about a right is not what we can do, but what government is disallowed from doing.
Right.
And so he doesn't want to participate if we're going to say things he doesn't like. And that's a private sector mentality. That's not a public servant mentality. Because whether you like it or not, whoever's running an organization has to get up in front of the shareholders and answer questions and concerns that shareholders have about the organization. He doesn't want to do that on CMR.
What a mess.
That's in essence what he's saying. And it's a shame, but I'm going to say this right now. It sounds good to say, "Oh, I'm going to do my job," but if you don't want to interact with people by having conversation, I don't see how that is going to end well. The reason for that is that conversation is the most important activity you can engage in when you're trying to problem solve. Because you have to understand all of the perspectives first, unless you think you know it all and you don't need to engage with people to understand how they see things. Is the only reason, or one of the reasons, I guess, why you wouldn't want to participate in conversation, or you want to control what people say. You can't really control what people say. What you can do is, if somebody says something that is wrong,
you just correct them.
You can say, here are the facts.
Yeah.
But guess what? That means you would have to engage in conversation with them in order to do that. And he doesn't want to engage in the conversation in the first place. That's not a good example of a public servant.
What do you take away from this, where he says that, basically he's saying that I have it wrong, that people don't want me, the people don't want him coming on the show because they've never said it to him. What do you take away from that? Is this a case of where people are not being honest with him? The people he's surrounding himself with?
No, I don't think that's what's happening. I think that, let me give you an example. Let's say I'm walking through the supermarket aisles and I run into Michael Miles. And I say, wow, there are questions I need to ask him.
Right.
You think I'm going to say, why don't you come on CMR and let's have a conversation?
Right. You're going to just ask the question.
I'm just going to ask you the question.
Yeah.
And you're going to give me an answer. And I'm either going to feel happy or sad of what you said. And then I'll move on to the next question if I have the opportunity. And then he'll say, oh, well, I got to go now. And that'll be it. That's what I think.
There's a general sentiment here from just glancing at the comments. A lot of people are saying he's very angry. I mean, he said he's not, and he's like, don't take it personal. Carrie has an interesting response to that. She said, maybe so. Maybe he is angry, but we need an angry person to deal with immigration. So he's a good pick. Everyone else pussyfoots around the dagger-laden law. What do you think about his undertone, his overtones, his demeanor, and how he was responding, saying he's not angry, but yet everybody else, once again, this is a matter of interpretation. I'm not going to say everybody else. The majority of people are saying this sounds like a very angry person. And then he himself doesn't see it. Carrie admits that, I think she's admitting she sees it, but that's the kind of person that we need in government as a minister, someone who's angry.
No, I don't know the reason why he's angry, but he seems angry to me. It could be that you opposed him in the election. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's what it is. I don't know the reason, but there seems to be anger there for me. But to me, what a professional would do was put aside their personal feelings. They would come on the show and engage the public to hear what the public's concerns are. Because you see how the example of how you were made a reference to what someone messaged you, and then you went back and you said, well, that wasn't actually in quotes.
Yes.
The person themselves is always going to say things more accurately how they feel than someone else trying to convey someone else's feelings.
Yeah. And that is why a lot of times I put the comments up on the screen as well, so that we can read them together. And, because I'm telling you right now, I have 71 unread comments on my WhatsApp, right? And then I've got tons of comments coming in on the screen. So it is a mixture of comments. And so a lot of times I glance at when the notification comes in on WhatsApp, but I'm going to screen grab it and put it up on the screen, because I think it's important for us to visually all see it together and be able to, to go through the comments together.
Yeah, you see, there's a segment of society that holds the view that is more along a class system, that they don't speak to certain people. And you get that in certain segments of the public sector as well. I don't think it's wise to think that people are below you, and you're not going to have a conversation with them.
My
no,
God.
I'm just spelling it out.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing how he is saying, I understand your shareholders, but I'm not going to talk to you. I'll do it one-on-one, but I won't do it publicly in mass. That's not a good policy at all to have. I hope that he changes his position on that. And if he thinks that someone has said something that is wrong, I think he should correct the record by giving the facts, not by claiming a victory without having a discussion about the disagreement. And 2026 would be a good time for him to make that change.
What is interesting as well is he talks about our podcast, and he says that we're different from what other people do, which actually isn't really true in the sense of
no, you are different.
Well, we are different, but
you have raw conversation.
Yes, we don't. There's no script here. There's no. I'm going to hold your hands. I'm going to. But what is so interesting is when, not this election, but the previous election, like I said, he was on here and we were doing the same thing then. And he was able to come on here as a paid client and use his platform to try to promote himself and get votes. And nothing changed, because we've been doing this now for a hot minute. Nothing changed from then until now, except, and this is where I was trying to get from him, what's the beef here? If I can understand what your problem is, then maybe there's something I can do about it. I mean, I really don't know. But when he explained that he has a problem with how I host my show and how I allow the audience to be free to interact, and all the comments, for the most part, we take people's calls and people are able to say what they want, no profanity. But other than that, you can pretty much say whatever the heck it is you want. And because I'm engaging with people like that, that's a problem. But why wasn't that a problem 4 years ago? This is where now I'm a little bit like confused.
Well,
because nothing has changed.
That's the difference. That's the difference between a campaign and having been elected. Because now that he's elected, he feels safer in, saying, I'm not comfortable with you saying those things.
Okay.
But when you're advertising to get the job, perhaps you wouldn't take the risk to offend voters to the same degree. In fact, one of the things that I like about CMR is that I can have a raw conversation about just things that are important to us. This is not a joke. We don't have tons of time to figure these things out. I like his attitude about the urgency of getting things done. But I think he's making a mistake. And I don't know if it's personal feelings that's really keeping him back, but or he felt that maybe you supported one party and not his party. I don't know. But that's not something you should
and Lord knows that was not the case. His party had every opportunity to come on the platform. And some individual members, somebody just said that they were wondering if this was a political party thing, but then they remember that Ms. Julie Hunter came on. And so, yes, I mean, there are people who came on individually, but his party, in all honesty, just couldn't get it together. That's what happened. It wasn't anything.
Yeah. Well,
and when I say get it together, I mean from the perspective of their interactions with me and trying to get them to commit to a contract and sign on. They were flipping back and forth and all over the place. And so that is why
clear that they have a problem with certain people in the party has a problem with CMO.
Yeah.
That's clear.
Yeah, that is very clear.
But it's what is also clear is that they don't object to individuals making their own decision about appearing.
Yes.
That's also clear.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a wise position to do. I think that you should go into the lion's den and you should have a discussion about what it is that you think is being done wrong and why it should change. Because putting that argument forward so that we could understand their perspective is what will move the needle. What's not going to move the needle is, everything you said is wrong, but you're not going to tell me what is wrong. That's not going to move the needle. That's not a good position to take. And what he also needs to understand is that you see, like, just an average person walking in the street who doesn't have anything to do with politics, what you can say about that person is so much less. It's incredible. Like a politician, what you can, the amount that you can say about a politician is like light years apart from a private person who has nothing to do with politics.
Exactly.
Right.
And I was just, it's so funny that you say that, because just yesterday or day before, I was having this very same conversation with Kenneth Bryan about, the latest charges against me and freedom of speech. I'm like, listen, you guys are MPs. I don't know why you think that people cannot call you to account. All you have to do is look at what happens elsewhere in the world, right? If you have a relationship with someone that's questionable, people are gonna, well, what kind of relationship is this? Why are you saying this about this person? It just is shocking to me that someone could run for public office, get elected, and then have such thin skin. I mean, I understand that we're all human beings, right? But for some people, it is a systemic situation. It's like McKeeva Bush. He's another perfect example of this. McKeeva is a person, although he was in politics for 40 years, if you're not on his side and you're not in agreement with him, you cannot have a conversation with this man, right? He takes everything so personal. And, oh, you don't like him and he can start name calling you. It's like, dude, what is wrong with you? You can be held accountable without taking it personal, right? That you signed up for this over 40 years ago. So every single person who signs up for political office, God knows. Let's just rewind in our minds, right? think about this. During the previous election, not this one, not this election cycle, you guys know how hard I went at Sabrina Turner when she decided to go across and speak to the PPM, because I said that was not the mandate for the people prospect. Because again, my ears are down to the ground a lot more than people think. You know, the things that I said, I'm sure there's still people to this day going, how the hell did Sabrina Turner end up having a show on CMR? If they were focused on just that one snippet of time, because I went hard at Sabrina. In fact, if I was to be fair, I probably, outside of Chris Saunders, maybe McKeeva, in terms of, because, you know, their actions make what I have to say about them an ongoing conversation. That was a singular act from Sabrina, but we called her to account.
Yeah.
Thousands of people were on the Instagram feed. Thousands of people were in the Facebook feed. To this day, that live stream from the meeting at the Siemens Hall has the record for the highest number of live viewers at one time on different platforms. There were several thousand on Instagram. There were several thousand on Facebook, right? And we held her feet to the fire. And look at where we are today. Because we can't hold on. She, at that point, yes, she was green as a green mango on a hot August day, right? So I think her decisions were out of being a bit politically naive, but boy, did we baptize her real quick. And she understood. She understood the assignment. The people are going to hold you accountable, whether you like it or not. These are the elected people.
You see,
and we don't have no hard feelings. There's not a hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen. Some people say to me that they don't understand how I can engage with certain people on certain topics, like I have the patience of Job. Well, I don't like the things that I say about Michael or any other member of the House. These are not personal feelings where I hold animosity towards them. It's not about them.
Exactly.
It's about the subject. What I'm arguing for or against is the subject we're talking about. I'm not the person I'm talking to. I'm only cognizant of that person just because I have to address them specifically.
We have another caller, Denny. They've been calling this about 5 times now. They've called. So they're on a WhatsApp call, so I can't have them join the conversation. But let's grab this call and hear what this individual has to say. Thank you so much. And to Denny, turn down whatever's in the background. Let me just say that quite a few people are saying, "Oh, Denny's voice is so soothing. This is what we need at a time like this." Is to, be calm, cool, and collected. And his calming voice sounds so good. So, Denny, kudos to you. Caller, good morning.
Morning from the bluff. How y'all doing?
Oh, that's you, honey child. Morning. Oh. He was calling in straight lines. So,
okay. All right. Well, anyway, morning, Danny. Happy New Year to you. And yes, thanks for your soothing voice. I'll try to continue the same line of talk today. Okay. I didn't hear the whole conversation, but I caught most of it.
Okay.
And I'm happy that you made the call. I'm happy you made the call because you needed to make the call. And I'm glad he answered your phone call. But they planted on answer your phone. You know that? They don't want to hear from you, especially New Year's Eve. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I understand that, like I said, that immigration law has been, if you talk to some of the previous parliamentarians, they will tell you nobody wanted to deal with that. Nobody wanted immigration, or they didn't want health, whatever. Those were like the 2 top ones that most people kind of stayed away from. John Seymour was in that ministry for how long and did what?
No, and
Zero.
we've called him out. Let me be clear, Carrie. This isn't about, and this is where I'm shocked because he says that he's listened to the program, but somehow he thinks that we are against him when it comes even to his immigration policy.
I never gathered that.
That's not what happens here at all. I mean, we haven't done a deep dive into his immigration policy, but nobody speaks more than I do on the fact that we need to shape up when it comes to immigration in this country. There's too many abuses with work permits. There's too many marriages of convenience. I'm the one who is outing them. You know how many people have been arrested for bigamy? Because I'm the one who went to the police and said, listen, I got this document, this, and this. The last Filipino that was in court for bigamy, she was in court because CMR highlighted it. These people are engaging all sorts of ridiculous behavior in this country. We call out everybody equally. And this is the problem, that some people don't want to be called out. They think that they're going to get some kind of special dispensation. I don't know. But that's not how this works, Carrie. You and I, let's even take a moment, right? There's some days that I think you're you know what, crazy. And you are a little bit crazy. Okay? And I have Walton blood. Well, Cayman Broncos child is special. But, you know, I have called you out on your behavior. I have called your brother out on his behavior when he was running for public office. And I tell people, don't take it personal. You understand what I'm saying? No. If you FAFO, that is what it is. And not 9:30 yet. We got 2 more minutes. But you understand? So, I mean, I'm a little bit, I don't know. So Nita is obviously not, she's entitled to her opinion, but she's obviously got on blinders today. She tries to call it Denny and says Sabrina desperately needed a job. Well, I haven't given Sabrina a job, Sonita. Sabrina is an independent business owner. She set up her own, she's got her own media license. She set up her own media. She has a space on this platform, but she's out there working incredibly hard to earn money via that platform. I didn't give her a job. Yes, a lot of people do because she's got amazing views. Let me be very clear. She didn't need a job. Everybody needs a job, but she didn't need a job in the sense that, she's sitting down and I'm paying her. That's not what's going on here. So Sunita, get your facts straight, because that's actually not accurate. But I'm flabbergasted, and for me, this isn't a conversation about immigration. He made it very clear, but he does not think that this podcast, even his use of that is so shocking to me, because he talks about, his audience and whatever. And I wanted to say to him, I didn't want to press him too hard because God knows I didn't really press him this morning. And I don't know if I'd press any harder, what would happen. But if he would sit down and read an independent report, like the one that, Tower Marketing does every single year, the media consumption report. For years now, this talk show has been in the #1 spot. Last year in that survey, we had a double-digit increase. We were in the #1 spot before, but our listenership increased by double digits percentage-wise. And he's still talking about he doesn't see the need to come on here. He'll go to Compass. He'll go to Radio Cayman. But no one is watching those shows. This isn't me trying to hate on any other media. The numbers are there independently for the people to go and view for themselves. Today is Wednesday, right? Hold on a second. YouTube. Whatever it is, people just right now we have on one of our YouTube feeds, we have 262 people listening. And remember now, we have multiple YouTube feeds. We have 257 plus 24. You do the math there. Let me just quickly have a quick look at Radio Cayman. Albeit when he's on Radio Cayman, he may have a few additional views. Are they not live today? Isn't today Wednesday? Oh, they're not live.
On vacation.
They're on vacation. Oh, I'm sorry. But these are people who get, see, on a good day gets 300 views. On a good day.
Yeah. And some days I see 30.
It's Friday. That's the live, but then afterwards people can go back and watch it, right? So
I can go back and see the rest.
On Friday, he had 13 days ago, he had 471 views when the opposition was on. Speaking of the opposition, I want to call Kenneth Bryan. Let me call.
I want to thank you because since me and you at Early Pub How the other day, a couple of weeks ago, I'm almost at 3,000 followers.
You see?
Thank you.
That's a power of CMR.
I started at 23.
That is the power of CMR, whether you like it or not.
So I'm up 600 almost because of your.
It's 9:31. Can we have the last FAFO of 2025?
But anyway, what I really just wanted to say is that I'm glad that he got that because many didn't want it. And I met Michael prior to him being elected. He was very outspoken about a lot of things that I gravitated to. I approved and I appreciated him for raising because many of our people don't really raise the in-depth issues that went on in that Immigration Transition Act that were written like daggers towards us. And now he stepped up to the plate, and there's still a lot of sections of it, as he has alluded to. And so I remember where it was I heard him say that they still have to fix. They brought changes for the most imperative parts right now, but there's still much more that needs to be changed. And I'm grateful that he is there working through the entire act to get rid of all the daggers that were planted there against us, because so many, and I really want him to work in this, or the parliamentarians to deal with this, because no one. Listen, no one.
We're all in agreement with you, Carrie. This is not a point of.
Okay, so let me just add this. When the parliamentarians approve those laws, they go to the ministries for the policy analysis to write the policies. Those policies are above the law that was approved, and that should not happen. Those policies should be going back to Parliament for Parliament to approve, not just thrown over at the ministry and say, you all go deal with it and you write the policy, because they're writing policies that's going above the law, and a lot of the policy is what's cutting our throats. And if you don't believe that, go look at it some more. Go deeper into it, into its policies, and you'll see. I was to try to educate our people on it with the application forms that you submit. I mean, for example, let me.
I think you're going off topic a little bit here, Carrie. With all due respect, this isn't an actual immigration conversation. We would love to have this conversation with the minister on, so he could hear all of these comments. But you're going a little bit down the immigration conversation, and that is not. Yeah, that's kind of not really where this conversation is.
I understand where your concept today is about the fact that the call you made to him. And
I'm just saying.
He wasn't very receptive in a sense. And I said that the two of you need to unite. I don't need to go and have a nice dinner or lunch and just bury this hatchet, whatever hatchet it is. I don't think it is one. I don't see that there is a hatchet between you and my MP Miles. I really don't.
Girl, you naive.
I ain't naive. I can afford to tell you, I ain't naive. I just think that it's just a disagreement between the two of you that you all need to resolve. There is no hatchet there. On the natives, on his very strong personalities, both of you. And that's why the bucking heads. I mean, I buck heads with everybody, but I don't care. But the two of you need to not buck heads that much. I need to unite for the betterment of the people of the country. And you and MP Miles can do a great job. And you need to come on your show in 2026.
He said this is not. Well, you better go message him directly, because he said no one has ever told him that. But he said this is not. You heard what the man said. I mean, I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, but you heard him loud and clear, I think.
That's what we need to resolve all of this. We need uniting with our natives. Our natives are few and far between each other. We need to come together and unite and be the strongest citizens of this country, and have a very strong stance and know our place in our country as the top first citizens, and that we get the preferential treatment. I don't care who get upset with that. Down a business, I can go to another country if I don't want, but don't tell me that I shouldn't be treated with preference in my country. And that is why he is a strong personality in that particular ministry for that fact of changing that law. And I'm glad he's there. I am very glad that he's there, because he's the only one that not puts a foot around with that law in how many years?
All right, my dear. Anyway, leave me there. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful New Year.
Same to you.
Hugs and hisses. And y'all have a great day, people.
Thank you
and
so
Michael
much.
Nice, come on the show in 26. And you and Sandra work this out and unite for our people. We need on a strap.
Thank you, Carrie. I
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Bye.
Let me see if Mr. Bryan's available this morning. Burnt Poultry says, as an American outsider, I may misunderstand the culture, but I don't know what this man has done, but the defensive, dismissive way he handles it is suspicious. Kudos to him for speaking with you. Burnt Poultry, I don't even know how to explain it. Sounds like Mr. Bryan is unavailable this morning. Island Pearl says, sir, you're not making any sense. What truth? That's why she's asking you to come on so we can hear it from the horse's mouth. Like, sir, you need to back up because we don't want to read. We want to hear it. Island Pearl says same thing I'm saying at Burnt Poultry, and imagine you're not even from the islands. Burnt Poultry, bit of a tongue twister, goes on to say, if you seek a public office or to lead a company, you deserve to be criticized point blank. Love one quick Google search sees how you defeat the lies. So sad he's being combative. Carrie says, MP Miles, stay away from that racist journalist and Native will gravitate back to you. How is speaking facts bashing, says Gabby. Carrie says, MP Miles, just unite, stop the hate on each other. We are Native Caymanians. Like I said, I'm a cousin. Boy, but I can tell you what, we got some cousins that different in the family still. Marshall says, yeah, he's definitely in his feelings. You can hear it in his tone of voice. Hold it, Auntie Sandy. You got this. Poor Irvin was like, Lord God, Auntie, soon pop off. What can I tell you except I just allowed him to speak. I wanted to hear him. I honestly wanted to hear him. And, we gave him that opportunity. And like I said, I'm very glad I did because I didn't even know it was that deep. Like the stuff he said today genuinely shocked and surprised me. That was not what I was expecting at all. I didn't know that he had some kind of fundamental issue with CMR. I'm thinking the couple things during the election he got butthurt about. Today, he said he just doesn't like us at all. Like how we do our show is not his vibe and he doesn't like it. And, we're all about negativity. And I was like, damn, son, really? Wow. Burnt Poultry says, Sandra, you're handling this like a champ, turning the other cheek. You are. And we are looking at the man, not the punch. Oh, what a hot mess. Yes, let's keep reading the comments. Barbara G says, big difference between the two talk shows. So there's only a handful of people to talk to on the other show, just my opinion. And the other thing too, I haven't really watched that show in a minute. And I do know they take callers when they're not doing commercials. However, I think they don't do like how we have the comments here and we're like reading your comments. And you guys know we read your comments. Like, I don't care what your comments are and what you're saying, we read your comments. So yes, that happens. I put my mind when he was talking about, people coming on the show, and this and that. I do put my mind back to what happened with the other guy there. What's the lawyer's name again? Who was running for Red Bay? Like the last day he came on right before the election and people started to put him to task about what they said was his history of abuse towards women and all this kind of stuff. I can't sit here as a talk show host see all those comments and questions coming in and not put those to the candidate. What kind of talk show host would I be? I'm only going to give you favorable comments and favorable questions on the screen? No. Even Ralston. Some of y'all claim, oh, Sandy, that cousin, that her cousin, that her big friend, and her and Ralston, big friends now. Y'all must have think me and him, sitting under the mango tree, having a drink and all this kind of stuff. If Ralston comes on and somebody asks a question, as we have in the past, and it's a question about character, relationships, shit that has gone on in the past, Ralston, the question was put to Ralston and he had to answer the question. Y'all know this? I'm not here to curry favor with anybody. So I guess if that's what people are looking for, they're looking for a nice show. This isn't a nice show. This is a real show. So yes, there is a difference. Irvlin says, I must say that I love the conversation this morning. Good job, Auntie Sandy. I applaud you for holding it down. In certain situations, let me tell y'all something, not for nothing, but I used to teach classes in conflict resolution and stuff. So when y'all see I pop off on somebody, I do so 99% of the time very willingly. Like it's not a straight emotive feeling. I pop off after having given it quite a bit of thought. There's an odd occasion where I'm going to pop off and it's just going to be like, just fuck it. We can just go hard, in the moment. What I will say about the minister's response is it didn't make any sense for me to pop off when he was already in an elevated state. And this is the reason why, and you do this when you're having discussions with people. You're talking to them and they're aggravated, they're upset, they're in their feelings. You need to be the one to maintain the control. That's why I maintained my cool this morning, because we would have gotten no clarity, no additional conversation, no nothing, had I in turn met him where he was. If I met his energy this morning, right, and I, as some of you said, carried on ignorant, we wouldn't have been able to get to understand or ask the questions and the things that I wanted to know. Why aren't you coming on the show, Minister? Right? So that's why, Irvlin, thank you for acknowledging it, but it was very, very important for me to maintain a level head. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mama. How are you?
Hello, honey child. How are you?
I don't want you honey me this morning. I am hungry.
Oh my God! I was supposed to bring you some brownies. Not true. I can make some
that now. So make everybody hear that now. My God, good morning.
I'm just calling to wish you. Thank you.
Just calling to wish you and those that are hearing my voice a blessed. This is the last day of 2025, and the Cayman Islands had a lot of challenges.
Yes, sir.
A lot of things happened, but God took us through. We still got a couple of hours left, but let us all love each other more this year. Be kind to one another more, and we are all one people. Let us live together. Even those that come by plane that started to get the pain, like how we came, well, we invite them too, but just be nice to one another, kind to one another, and be careful driving tonight. And just remember that God loves all of us.
Thank you.
A happy, successful, healthy, because if you got health, you got riches. You got the wealth when you got the health. So God bless the whole Cayman Islands. And Mama, me and you talk later. Have a good day.
I will bring you the brownies, sir. Not to worry. I'm doing a batch today for somebody else anyway, so I gotta bring something. Okay, Bobo? You reminded me because I'm gonna be honest with you, I forgot.
I know you forget me, but my gate is open all the time. I closed my gate at 6 o'clock, so it got to be before 6.
Okay. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Island Pearl said, rotted. The man said, yes. This is where it's at. Even Kenneth has a better convo when you call him. I can't believe my ears this morning. What do you say? Even Kenneth. Let's read some of the WhatsApp messages. I'm stunned. Well, time will tell with him. The proof is said. That's who he is. Well, time will tell with him. The proof is said. That's who he is. He will only get worse the more power and season he becomes in the political space. He's a representative of himself, and that just who he is, and that is just who he is. Trust me. And they continued listening and said, what? CMR is not worthy? What? Oh my God. Trust him. He's showing the people who he is. Believe him. When they show you who they are, believe them. ... You know, we say that on the show all the time. Never a joint, need a joint after that. Never need a joint after that. Okay, now you get what I've always been saying. Lord Jesus, take the wheel, Jehovah. All right, let's read a few more that have come in on the WhatsApp. Give me a second here. This one says, drink a little 4% Moscato. Black fool. He think himself too much. He thinks it's coming from you when it can't be seen on screen. So it's good you show him screenshot the message. He does think your show is just a podcast, and beneath him, ass whip. We are mature and honest people and deal with real issues. We don't hold grudges unless you're a rapist, child molester, and narcissist. Look at how the people in other countries feel, and other countries call out their prime minister, Andrew Holness, and tell him suck his mother, etc. He needs those kind of people. It's what you call maturity. I mean, you sign up for it. Now, I'm not sitting here telling nobody to suck their mother. Like, that's a totally different situation. I'm not going that low. That's a little bit much. But here's another one. Child, I'm in awe. He could have responded, but thanks for reaching out, and I'll check my calendar and never get back to you. These people forget K-Manion memory is long. Dan needs to enroll him in media training. A lot of these current politicians are despot leaders in training. What a hot mess. Okay, let me see what else is coming in on What's Up. Okay, let me see. This person says, you will not get the truth. He will not admit wrongs, and he will destroy for his own gain. And I said, oh my God, what the fuck was that? And the person goes on to say, he's selfish. Do not please say anything. Oh, never mind. I saw the rest of that. Okay, never mind. They put some other stuff in there. Basically, they said that Ralston had a right to call him out during the election. That's what they summarized and said. Right. Another person. Okay, let's see. This person says, okay, I'm trying to grab this spilled over. Okay, let me see if I can grab that much of it. Okay. This listener had the following to share. By the way, some of you are asking for an update from Ricardo from yesterday. He did eventually, later in the afternoon, get the gentleman his money. This person said, I quite enjoyed this debate. It was also interesting to see people's tastes. Ras, oh, that was earlier. Okay. Which debate was that at 8:09? Okay. All right. I can't remember. So the person says, Ras, wow, very petty. He will. Mrs. Lacroix was his teacher, and she told me he wasn't bright in school. I believe her. He's a fool. You have the show with the most reach. What the fuck is he talking about? Your response is so dignified. If he is listening to himself, I have had enough. My flabber is gasted. I appreciate Denny calling in this moment. Denny's hitting every nail. He is calming me down. Okay. Let me see. Another person says, hang up on he ras clot. Disgusting. As a minister, that's piss poor. So if the people are telling him to go jump off a cliff, he's going to go do that. Oh my God. Add some brownies for me. Lord God. Thank you. Getting some New Year's greetings already from our cousins in Florida. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Wow. He was very rude. He will have a rude awakening early 2026. Let me see what else I miss. Okay. Happy New Year. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, Sandy. MP Miles is just a hateful person, just like his... Let's skip that, because God knows if you hear that comment, he can really go off on us. Meet the people where they are. He keeps saying he does not see the numbers. Really? I mean, he can say that, but that can't be the facts. Cayman Brack says, well, CMR is bigger than the Compass, Radio Cayman, etc. They just jealous of her stance. Start the new year right, the way the new laws will come into effect tomorrow. I mean, I don't know. These are the questions that we have. We don't even know when those laws are coming into effect. Ms. Della says, thank God for Denny's soothing voice. We needed that in a moment for sure. Miss Shirley says he's going to hell with Sandra on his mind. I don't think so. Island Pearl says CMR tells the cold hard truth. The other media stations like to pretty it up and don't hold people accountable. He's simply afraid of the cold hard truth and being criticized by us, the people. And my question is, what do you have to be afraid of? I mean, listen, even to me, I sit here and you guys criticize me. And yeah, sometimes I guess you feel it, but you take it on the chin and you keep moving, Island Pearl. I don't understand. I'm going to call Kenneth again. He basically saying that he don't care what we think or say because he doesn't want to take the time to address us as a whole. Sir, you need a backbone and some broad shoulders and learn how to take your licks. Good morning, Kenneth, Brian. Good Happy New Year.
How are you doing?
Good. Happy New Year when it comes.
Happy New Year to you too and your listeners when it comes.
Yes, I thought you would actually be a good person to have a conversation about taking your licks on CMR because you've taken your licks,
I've had a few of those.
Yes, honey child. So we called the Honorable Minister Michael Miles this morning. In the spirit, it was really from a genuine and honest place of like, okay, he refuses to come on this show. That was my assessment of everything. He's actually never told me that. So, I was seeking some clarity. And so called him, he answered the phone. And I thought, okay, let's have a conversation. And so he said a lot. I mean, I can't unpack it all. You probably have to go back and listen. But one of the things that came out of it is as a sitting MP, right? He basically said he doesn't like coming on this platform because it's all negative and it's, negativity and we're tearing people. All we do is tear people down. And so he'd rather go on Radio Cayman where he gets his 1-2 listeners and people calling in who are in agreement with him. And the Compass, that's who he's going to patronize. He doesn't like me and he doesn't like Wendy. So apparently he's not going to engage with Wendy either. She doesn't have a talk show, but So as someone who's taken your licks in the past from CMR, what is your general sense of an elected official not willing to engage with any particular media because they don't want to take licks from them or they don't want any negativity coming from their listeners? Now, he puts that squarely on my shoulders. He said, it's my fault. because it's a negative platform. That's on me when I'm just in here reading the comments. But what's your take on it? Because like I said, you've been in the hot seat, so perhaps you understand this better and more than most people.
Well, I mean, different media houses have different styles. I mean, and at the end of the day, your followers, you have proof in your numbers. So regardless of whether you like it or not, especially when you need to get to the people, whether you like the followers or not, they are still Caymanians, and you still need to get to them. Does it always feel good when you're criticized? But that's the profession you're in, you know. And one thing I was always taught when I got into politics is you don't get in a fight with somebody who buys ink by the barrel. Now, the analogy there is you don't fight with the media. You got to put that aside because, the media can break you or make you. But at the end of the day, you got to be able, this part of the process, part of the industry that you are in or the profession that you're in. Criticism has become a mainstay of the job.
But I mean, you've also quite fortuitously, I think, you've also been on the other side. You've been in media, so you've had the opportunity to be on both sides of the coin now. So I think you speak from a much broader experience than probably any other MP. I don't think we've. Well, I guess when what's his name was there, Austin, he was also a talk show host at one point. But you were in media, and then you went into politics. So I think you probably have a sense of.
I think that's probably what gives me the feeling to understand criticism or questioning, and don't feel it as criticism, because this kind of goes back to the question I asked him on the floor of the House the other day. And a lot of people have come up to me like, "Yeah, and boy, you really got him." I said, "I didn't try to get him. It wasn't a gotcha moment. It was just clarity." A lot of people know I ask a lot of questions because I was always taught in journalism, you try to read and write news and tell the story for a seventh grader, because the average person, everybody will understand what you're talking about. So I want to break it down in layman's terms. And the response that I got is not something the public would have wanted. I'm not trying to get him moment. We just want clarity. But I guess former media training is what allows me to take my licks like a man, I guess.
Yeah. And listen, just like other people, there have been times when you have, we've heard it in your voice. You get a little bit up in your feelings. You get a little bit upset. You're like, "No, Sandy, you're being too critical. You're coming after me." I mean, that's being a human being. And despite that, pretty much 99% of the time when I call you, you're going to answer the phone. You're still going to engage.
Yeah, because I mean, that's one issue. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of issues you got to fight on behalf of the people and discuss and filter and examine for the people. This is not about me. This is not about you. This is about our listeners. This is about every Caymanian, every resident lives here. So we don't have the luxury of getting in our feelings. We got to get over it. I mean, there's times you put a couple blows at me and I took a week or two off and I said, "I ain't talking to Sandra this week, man." And now I do her. And then, we get over it.
You know what? Let me even say this, right? Even when, I'm not going to rehash the conversation, but there was a show when I particularly went hard at you. And I gave you space. You took probably a month or two. We didn't speak. Nothing happened. Then you reached out one day and said, "You know what? Let's go to lunch. We need to have a conversation." And you expressed in that moment that you were hurt by what was said. You didn't agree with the things that were said, how it was said. And, I don't know if you remember the conversation I'm talking about. You and I sat there.
I remember.
Yeah, we were there at Georgetown Yacht Club, and I listened intently to you. And I also took the opportunity to say, "You know what, Kenneth, the intent behind it wasn't to hurt your feelings." Like, I wanted to be very, very clear about that. But also I said to you, I have a job to do. And there is an expectation that I will hold everyone accountable, whether I like them, whether they're my friend, whether they're cousin Kenneth, because you and I family too. I saw you at the Macfield reunion.
Yeah.
We all family. So you at least the third confirmed member of parliament right now that's family to me. We all family probably at the end of the day.
Sorry to cut you, but I remember you saying, "Yeah, I'm a Macfield too." And all this time I'm saying, "Oh shit, I'm Macfield." And then I didn't realize your grandmother
was Irma Barnes. Was it McFeel?
Yes, was it McFeel? I was like, I didn't know that. But so much, I'm so glad for that family reunion. I gotta give credit to Carmen McFeel and those who organized that. Anyway,
yes,
continue.
It was a good. Wendy, Carmen, Evelyn, all of them did an amazing job. But yeah, so for me, you got to roll with the punches.
Yeah,
And
if I can say this, right, I'll give you credit where credit is due. Whereas if you make a mistake or you say, okay, I could have did that a little differently, you're not afraid to apologize. You're quite like me in that respect. Like, listen, I'm sorry, we make mistakes. And we had our chance. I hushed it out and we got over it and continued on our roles of what we do. You have a responsibility. I have a responsibility. And that's what you have to do in this profession that you're in. Because, they say media is the fourth arm of governance. So you listen, if you want to fight with the media, I think the last one you want to fight with is CMR. Plenty of my people that sometimes don't like the things that you say, Kenneth, why you go back on that show? You hard and go ahead and make Sandra beat you to death again. I said, listen, sometimes I may not agree, but the people that listen and follow her are my people. And I need to be there for them. And regardless of what the case is, and that's assuming that there's a negative conversation. But a lot of people don't talk about the positive conversation.
And we have tons of those. We have, El Rey is saying here, damn, he says, with the comments, you can see why Michael does not want to come on the show. He's a politician, but before that, he's human and has feelings, and made it clear that CMR platform and its listeners are not for him. Probably a lot of the people on CMR who are bashing him would act no differently if they were in Michael's shoes. But I think, El Rey, you need to go back and listen to why people are saying what they're saying this morning. This is not in isolation. And these are people who ordinarily, I can tell you from past experiences, have been very, very supportive of Michael. But if you go back and listen to what he said and how he said it this morning, I don't know that you yourself would be walking away with a positive comment. I'm assuming you're joining the conversation at this late stage and only seeing all the comments that have come in. I would challenge you, Ronaldo, to go back and listen to the entire conversation, right? And I'm going to post it online because I want everybody to see just that snippet. Listen to the entire conversation, and then you tell me what you think if people are being unfair with their comments.
Well, Sandra, just for the record, I didn't hear the conversation.
Yes, and I that's why I'm not asking you to comment specifically on that. I'm asking you more general comments about your experiences with CMR, your interaction with media as a whole, because I know that you keep a relationship with all media. Radio K-Man, Wendy Ledger. He also says he refuses to engage with Wendy Ledger because she allows people to get in the comment section. That's how her platform is. Every time Wendy does a story on me, it probably is one of the highest comment stories because the haters can go on her show and remain anonymous. So sometimes it's like 50 comments, probably 2 people, but we don't know that, right? And she allows that type of platform. What am I going to do? Tell Wendy that she can't have anonymous things in her thing? That's her platform.
Well, I'll say this. New Year is tomorrow, and I tell you what, I have a level of sympathy for Michael, and not because of. I respect his position. I respect him as a Caymanian. I respect him as a brother, a Georgetowner, a man of color,
and his family too. He's a Matfield too.
And his exactly, right. So I always try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Michael, and this, I don't want to make it seem like I know more than he does and all that, but this is my 3rd term. First term, you're getting settled into this role, what it takes, what you're going to get, the licks you're going to get, the praises you're going to get, the boosting, everybody loves you and all this other stuff. And then he's going to go through this cycle. And I think he should be given the benefit of the doubt to go through this cycle, because I believe Michael's heart is in the right place. I honestly believe that with my whole heart. I'm just not sure if his normal personality will mesh properly with politics. But over time, you learn. I went on the show and I got my licks, and I come around and then I made mistakes on the floor of the house. All of these types of things. Yeah, I believe that Michael's heart is in the right place. I know that. But if he continues in this tone and don't adjust as he goes, he will lose his following, because there's a lot of people that love him. I really appreciate his stance and his willingness to stand up. But you got to also understand you're talking to human beings, and you can't dictate. You have to be more of a listener. So that's just my viewpoint. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
And
listen, I've said this before about Michael. Maybe it's things like this that kind of get under his skin. But, sometimes our critics are our most honest reflection. Like, we got to listen sometimes to the critics, right? Because they bring a lot to the table. And you got to step back and say, perhaps there's some merit to this, right? Michael has always, and this is just his personality, and I can't profess to know Michael, personally. We've never even sat down at a dinner table and breaking a piece of bread as far as I can recall. But he always has struck me as someone, and I term it like this. It's like an angry black man syndrome, right? It doesn't take much, even at the hello stage, when you go back and listen to that conversation, he just comes across angry. And I don't know where that comes from. Some people see that as passion. And I think that there's a difference. There's a different vibe and a very different how it translates and how people interpret it. Because I might say, oh, I'm a passionate person, but everybody's like, God, Sandy, you're angry. I have heard too many people say that Michael comes across as angry, right? We want to believe that that's passion, but the way that it is delivered is he's angry. The way that he speaks, even during the debate, and I said this, during the debate with Sabrina, I felt like things were a little bit too personal with him. The way he was addressing her, and I was like, whoa. So I don't know. Of course, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. We need him to succeed as minister. And I agree to Carrie's point. We've had too many people who've sat there, including John, and done absolutely nothing with that ministry. So we needed immigration reform. We need this government to succeed. That's our hope and prayer for every single government. But
well, you gotta get.
I don't know.
It's 10 months in, 9 months in.
Yeah, they got. Listen, like I said the other day, I'm gonna go to bat for this government and say, give them the 4 years, and then at the 4 years, we will do our report card and see where we are.
Well, I'm not gonna agree with you in respect to the whole government. I'm talking about Michael, because holistically, there's some things I fundamentally don't think we can wait 4 years for. But that's a different topic.
No. I'm saying in terms of I'm saying in terms of to see even if the changes that are being made have worked. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Because we're only going to know that over time anyway. Yes.
So the 4 years will give us an idea of where we're moving forward in this country.
Well, I'll say this, Sandra. I'm going to wrap up now in respect to this.
Yes.
I feel a little bit uncomfortable criticizing.
No, I'm not asking you, and I'm not asking you to be very clear, Kenneth. I'm not asking you anything about Michael. My question to you was about yourself. And since you've been in media, since you've been in the situation. So I don't want you to say nothing more to Michael, because God knows we don't want him going off in the next parliament.
I don't want him judging.
No. Yeah, that's fine.
But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. 2026 has to be a brighter future for Cayman. It's been a rough 2025. So thanks for calling me. And I wish Michael the best.
All the best. Yes. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you so much, Kenneth. Appreciate it.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. This person says, good morning. It's interesting that Michael is a bully and disrespectful, but so thin-skinned. Can dish it out, but can't take it. He's a big bully. The people were warned of his high level of arrogance and ignorance. His behavior is not passion. Allard disagrees with everything. He says you were absolutely wrong to cold call Michael without first informing him that he was live on the radio. Allard, if you go back and you actually hear the conversation, okay, hit that rewind button. I'm pretty sure at the beginning, I said, I'm calling you because I'm here and some listeners to the program, and everybody knows what time the show goes up until, have asked why you're not coming in the program, so we want to know. I don't think there was any point in any time, Allard, that he did not know that he was on radio. And if you think that that would have made a difference to his response, I do not agree with you. But let's continue reading. He says that we called him and you only told him after he dropped a cuss word. No, I reminded him. That's not so. I reminded him not to use that word because we were on radio. If we were just on social media, he can cuss as much as he wants, but he's on radio. Now that you mention it, have I ever had a sitting minister or MP curse at me or curse on the show? That might even be a first. Thanks for reminding me, Ellard. He thought it was a private call. No, Ellard. You need to go back and listen to it. You really need to. Cayman needs something like what they have in the US, where the FCC absolutely prohibits talk show hosts and their licensees, which is the radio station owner, from simultaneously broadcasting a phone call without informing the other party. If that was the case, the stunt that and then it gets cut off. I'm not aware of that because people get called all the time. So you're saying in the States, they can't simultaneously broadcast a phone call? Does anybody else agree with Ellard? I mean, maybe I'm missing something here, but did we not say I'm here? Did I not say I'm here reading the comments and the listeners ask, and so I'm calling it? I'm confused. I'm confused here. And Steven said, that's true, Sandy. He comes across as angry. He even looks angry. Most times he's like unapproachable. Lady D says, we the people vote, so our voices must be heard. If we don't voice our concerns, then where do we stand? Irvlin said, you said, we are discussing you on the show this morning and the people want to know when blah, 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 blah. Exactly. Allard, you might want to hit that rewind button. Ms. Della says they should not enter politics if they can't handle criticism. They're going to like what some people are saying. We're all agree to disagree. Freedom of speech is alive and well in the Cayman Islands. It has to be. And you know what he said about, we're not supporting him with immigration reform. I'm like, what? Are you serious? That's why I had to say, do you actually listen to the show? I've been calling for immigration reform forever. That doesn't make any sense. Miss Shirley says, I'm so embarrassed for him. YouTuber QE4, that must be this new YouTube thing. Seems like they've changed up names. So Sandra, I'm not sure why you're pretending to be shocked. You knew that the call could have possibly turned into one you decide into when you decide to call. You've done this many times before. So it's my fault. Okay. It's my fault, folks. It's my fault that he was angry and he came across the way that he did. Yes, because I control other people's brains. So that's totally my fault. Okay. Thank you, YouTuber. Appreciate it. John LaRue says he doesn't like you, period. A lot of people don't like you. You called him and put him on the spot. That irritated him, I guess. It is what it is. Okay. If that is the case, I'm going to put something to you guys this morning because I then need you to explain to me this response. Hold on a second. We're going to wind back and I want you to listen to how he responded to Kenneth Bryan in Parliament. And I'm guessing what you're saying to me is he doesn't like Kenneth Bryan either. Let me see if I can find that video real quick. Give me a second. Because we got to understand. On the one hand, perhaps this is about me. And on the one hand, perhaps it isn't. Listen to this.
Can the minister explain in common terms what just happened? What did he just say as to the amendment? Somebody that don't know anything about law, what did that mean?
Mr. Chairman, the member is right. I do understand it. Can I coach a person through it? No, that's why I have these folks back here. The law, at the end of the day, is written to ensure that the folks behind here can do their jobs. My job is to create legislation and help them do their jobs to the best of my ability.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to say thank you to the Honourable Minister for his honesty. But it's not only for the technocrats to understand, we're here legislators on behalf of the people. So if he can admit that he don't understand what he just said, how you expect the public to understand it? And this is why we talked about not having the opportunity to discuss this in 28 days before, 26 hours.
So my question is, and I can show you numerous examples of what seems to be anger. I'm not going to take it personal. That's all I'm saying. King K says, but Sandy, you used to have the former premier on your show, but this gentleman is just a cabinet minister. Wow. I need some clarification. I mean, that is true. We used to have the former, and we had ministers on as well. So I can only read that comment. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to take from that, King. Okay. What a mess. This person says he behaves like an asshole. As far as I can recall, he was fired from government for his behavior. Now we have him as an elected representative. I mean, it's their opinion that he's an asshole. But also, or he acts like one, I should say. But it is a fact that he was terminated from government. That's a fact. The minister, the now Minister of Education, who was familiar with this situation at the time, he was the one who came on the show during the election and actually confirmed and said that. That's a fact. This person says, personally, I can appreciate that Michael Miles is a what you see here is what you get. Too many of the other ones are fake. However, there is an expectation of fakeness that comes with political life. Is this right or wrong? Becomes the question. Side note, you didn't tell Kenneth he was live either when you called him a short while ago. Well, let me say this as a disclaimer. I think that Kenneth and I were having a conversation outside of that, right? And so Kenneth knows that when I call him in the morning, because we've been through this before with Kenneth, that we are live. I don't think I need to personally tell him that anymore. I don't know. Lady D says, so Ellen, what are you saying? If the call was even a private call, it was okay to speak in that manner? Apparently. Samash says maybe he should not have answered the phone. No way you gave him props for the new reform. Oh my God. Am I dyslexic or deaf? I don't know. Lady D goes on to say, so if the call was a private one, is it okay to speak in that manner as a minister and representative of the people? Buenos días, señora Alba. ¿Cómo estás? All right. Another person has a comment here. 1 second. All right. This person says, wow, I don't normally comment on the show, but the minister has a serious chip on his shoulder. He lowered himself to a point of sounded like I don't know what that's supposed to be. What is that? Bad ass nigga? I don't know. I'm filling in the blanks. I see an N-word in there, so I don't know if that's the N-word. The N-word. Badass? I don't know. Something. He missed the opportunity to make it positive. No, you did not inform him that he was live on radio immediately after he answered the phone saying Offreg needs to check the FCC to consider incorporating protections for the public hearing command from radio station owners who allow prolific broadcasters, okay, to keep calling people live without being informed before. The FCC is clear in these words, before broadcasting simultaneously. Okay. So if it was on social media, who are you going to run to? Because the FCC doesn't control social media. So you're saying if it wasn't on radio, then it would have been fine. I'm a little bit confused, but okay. Squeak T says, give them minimum wage of $1,500 to $2,000 for the month. Have them find a place to rent, buy groceries, pay for gas, and see how they manage. Perhaps then they'll be able to feel and relate to the average person living in the Cayman Islands. Just saying. Oh, the MPs. But some of them been there, They, enough of them grew up poor and know the struggle, I guess. What a hot mess. All right, so I guess him not knowing that he was on radio was the problem. Okay, then. If you say so, Allard. I mean, all righty then. Carrie says he has that strong vibe from long before he was elected. I just accepted that as how he sounds. His agenda is a great one and the strongest since the 70s for our people. Yep. Okie dokie. Well, honey child, that is the end of it. Last program of 2025. We will be back in 2026, God's willing. That will be Friday. We're back here having a show. And all I can tell you is we will continue doing what we do best. Yes, holding people accountable, having some fun days, having some serious days. I don't anticipate much around here changing. And I guess we need to have an overall disclaimer. We'll start doing that, generally speaking. Again, anytime CMR calls you, let's say before 10 in the morning, just assume that you're on radio. And we'll have it, maybe we'll record something, AI, of course, and have it played every single time we call someone. You are now live on radio. Mm-hmm. Okay. This person made me laugh at this comment. I find that people who pretend not to listen to your show or downplay CMR are the most faithful fans. I had a coworker who swears she didn't listen to CMR, but would ask a million questions. I was so confused. That's funny. That is hilarious. Happy New Year, Lady D. Happy New Year, Liana. Let me just see. We got a caller. Good morning. Yes. He was finally paid. I just mentioned that not too long ago. He was finally paid in the afternoon. Thanks, my dear. All right, bye-bye. So Ellen says, well, okay, well, Satan will always find a way to wiggle out of compliance. Okay. This is exactly what Michael was saying, why he's not coming in CMR, because of how you twist everything. Oh, okay. We twist everything. Oh my God. It's so shocking when people use these exclusive words. Every time, everything, I'm like, we twist everything. So when I say Happy New Year, that's a twist too. Romelia says, I wonder if MP's salary was cut, how many would run for election? Leanna says, God is good. 2026, we're on the heels of it. Carrie says, Happy New Year. God bless you and your family, and indeed bless your strong voice and show. It is our culture to be strong women. Girl. Oh, someone asked, did we take down the picture? No, we didn't take down the picture, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me clarify that for you. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you doing,
right
my dear?
Here, honey chow. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, and Happy New Year Eve to everyone, and Happy New Year's Day to everyone. Hopefully we all make it into another year. I'm just calling to say thank you for what you do, and then just to say, please, we have been no road death, no road fatalities so far for the season. I'm just asking everyone, be mindful whether you're a pedestrian operating a vehicle. Please be careful. Please please, Cayman, do not drink and drive. That's all I'm asking. Let's all us get through if we make it to a new year.
Yeah.
So that no one has to bear the brunt of losing a loved one or friend. Please don't drink and drive. If you're going to, get a driver, get a taxi. They got the buses. Please don't drink and drive. And thank you. And hopefully we will talk in the new year.
Yes,
but
thank you too.
for everything. And just thank you for everything. And, we all have our issues. We all have our problems in life. But we all should be grateful for another day. And just thank you once again. And thanks to Miss Sabrina and all the other content providers on your platform. And all the best for the coming new year with all the new technologies and everything else. So AI is taking over the world. We have to learn to just adapt, but be careful when you're online because, there are crazy predators everywhere. So that I leave you with that. And I just say thank you again. And God bless and Happy New Year to everyone if you live to see it.
Thank you so much. And the same to you, my dear. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it too. And I just want to say, Nole has gone, but he will never be forgotten in the memories and for all who he touched. I go back to the Bada Banu when the Kimani Foundation did their one that year, and there are memories, and many other times. But he's going to be missed, and he knows he was loved, and his family knows he was loved. But just my condolences to his family and everyone.
Thank you so much.
And God bless. Have a good day.
Yes, thank you very, very much. And condolences to all of the people who have lost family over the last week. There's been quite a number of Caymanians who passed away. Happy New Year, Miss Marjorie. This person says, Happy New Year when it comes. I want to thank you for all that you've created this year with us. This is one of our content creators. It has been a slug, but we are in the thick of it now, and the credit goes to you. Also been thinking about you since Christmas Day. My brother gave me a pickleball racket, for Christmas, and I was like, I best embarrassed my unfit and very sorry ass in Sandra's court rather than in public. So when you're ready, child, I am ready for you. Bring it on. I tight a knee feeling good. I can brace it. I'm going to put a knee wrap on it, but I feel ready. Yes, we're going to do this. All right. So I want to thank, it's been an amazing year. I must tell you in so many respects. I'm just absolutely over the moon thankful. Challenges, as the caller said, challenges are always there. They're part of life. We have our moments, we have our challenges. But without a doubt, every single year here in CMR, I have a goal, a personal and professional goal of trying to elevate the platform to the next level. And for many, many years, I've been talking about doing cooking shows. I've been talking about doing, the kids show, all these different things. And this year, we have managed to pull together, in my estimation, nothing short of a miraculous conglomerate of shows under the CMR TV umbrella. No one else in the Cayman Islands, and I mean no one else. There are bigger people in this space than us. They've been here for 45, 50 years. They got big money, unlimitless paycheck, right? The Compass don't have no budget. They're owned by a billionaire multiple times over. He loans money to countries. That's how rich he is. Not billionaire, he's a trillionaire, right? One of the richest people in the world. So they're backed by a lot of money. They have a lot of resources. They have 30, 40, 50 people working for them. They can hire professional camera people to do this, that, whatever. And look at little old us. This little podcast, still the number one show. Then we got Sabrina Turner. She got someone take over from me and be the number one show. She's doing an amazing job, and I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy about this, right? She's got amazing views. We have an AI show. We have a cooking show. We got a book show. We got no one else. Compass Media, big. They got radio stations, 4 or 5 stations. They got Compass TV. They do not have not even a fraction of the local talent, Caymanians and others, but a lot of Caymanians, they don't have that on Compass TV. They got the news and what her name? Tammy's show. That's it, right? I don't think they do anything else. That's it. CMR has all these other shows. And so that would not be possible without the support of all of you in this space, in this community. When I was looking at Chef Brown's show the other day, that must have gone over 15,000 views already. A cooking show. So I am really just so incredibly thankful. Here, Anthony, Sandy, you really going to close out the media year and don't do a giveaway? Hello. He is going to call me out on this. Yes, sir. Hold on. Coming to come. All right, we'll do a giveaway. All right, some brownies. I can give you some brownies. So it has been, I'm just looking at some of the numbers here. It's been an amazing show. We have Dr. Wilton McDonald's. We have Dr. Mark Gadari. We have Territories Talk. These shows individually are getting thousands of views, right? Almost 15,000 views for the cooking show. We have AI Wave with Tamsin. We have Make with Talk with Mr. Tavares out of Jamaica. We have Books and Bush Tea with Aniki Hill. We've got the relationship show. Make sure y'all tune in on Friday night for that. That's going to be a good one. Who else we got? I mean, all these Cayman Football, brought to you by the Cayman Football Association. Their show a week ago, 7.1 thousand views. It's just amazing, the reach of these individual shows as well as the reach of the overall platform. This little clip from 40 years ago in Tampa, we were there a couple weeks ago now, 47.3 thousand views. Sabrina Speaks, 11,000 views, 15,000 views. I mean, it is just, even little Rayon, I call him little because he's younger, Authentic Episodes, 7.5 thousand views. The Art Beat, I'm so proud that we have an art show. We have a church service on Sundays. So if you can't make it to church, you can tune in. We have GSS Animation. It's just amazing. It really is an amazing collaboration. A group of people have come together. And so again, I am proud of all of them individually because collectively we are well on our way. And there will be Marla Dukaran, world-renowned economist, has her own show and getting 5,000+ views as well. Truly amazing. So hats off. Raise your drink cups. I'm drinking water, but if you haven't, I should get some eggnog. I'm going to treat myself with some eggnog today. Raise your collective cups and cheers to 2025. We made it. How amazing is that? Thank you guys so much. Miss Doreen Green in the house. Thank you, ma'am. Says Happy New Year, Miss Sandra. Just love you because you speak the truth. Happy New Year. When it comes, you're not little. You have a blessed show that unite the people, the Cayman people. Thank you, mama. I really, really appreciate it. And we're not going to make everybody happy. That's impossible. It is what it is. But we're well aware. If we had to take a poll, like how many people we make happy versus not, I would say we're probably about 90%. There's 10% who are not going to like us no matter what we do. And I'm okay with that. Drink some more water. It's good for you. Amelia says, we're doubling up on you for January. God's willing. You forgot us about it. Well, y'all had your Christmas party and stuff. Y'all been eating plenty in December, Miss Amelia. That's my seniors lunch that I sponsor, but we got you, baby. Don't worry. The seniors, y'all know I got you. I'm going to be back on schedule come January. Absolutely. With our seniors cooking. The days I couldn't, I tell them order some pizza. Sorry. Some days we got kind of busy towards the end of the year, but yep, we got you. We're going to be back in the kitchen. We're going to hold you down with some good food at least once a month. Liana says we need raffles and giveaways. All right, let's do a giveaway. Now, y'all know Auntie's on a budget. Listen, yes, you didn't know we had a church show on, oh God, hold on. Let me get you the name of it. Dun, 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 dun. Let me tell you. It is Church of God. Hold on. Hold on. It is the group. Let me just find the name. 1 second, Mama, 1 second. Where is it? It is, oh man. Hold on. I'm trying to look at my groups. We have a group that we chat in to make sure all their technical stuff is good. New Testament Church of God. Yep. So they're live streaming. And by the way, any other church, I'm not into, I don't care which denomination you are, any other church that wants to have a show, or anybody else, let me put this plug out there. You got a show idea, you want to do a show, just reach out to me. In 2026, I'm not ready for the reveal yet, but I'm going to tell you guys that I'm an amazing space, an amazing project that we're working on that will make it easier for content creators as well. So that's coming. Stay tuned. But yes, New Testament Church of God. Yep. They have a show called, hold on. What's it called again? Blessed. Yeah. Oh God. I'll have to look at the TV guide. I'll check the TV guide and tell you. But yeah, it has far exceeded my expectations, and I want to continue. So again, if you have a show idea, you want to do a show, you're committed, because it takes a level of commitment. I'm not going to lie to you. Nothing in life worth having comes easy. So you've got to be committed to the task at hand. But it is it's going to be well worth it. It is so incredibly. Okay, let me just do a quick rundown on the shows, because I feel like sometimes we forget all the good stuff. And we have some government shows coming online in January as well. So Cold Hard Truth and Sabrina Speaks are daily shows. Mind Matters is a, although we've lost, because again, these are professionals who didn't realize what it takes to do a podcast, how much time, and, so we are going to be doing, some segments from Dr. Carlos, like stuff that he records. So we're going to keep that going for as long as we can. And then we have, someone says, I thought Michael says he doesn't go on podcasts, and they're sending me a TikTok video. Who's a TikTok video of? NK Man, I've never heard of them. I don't know who they are. Listen, the way that y'all even define podcasts and stuff, most of you you don't know the difference between a podcast and a talk show. And the truth of the matter is, they have now been merged for practical reasons into one media space. Podcast is kind of like the newer on social media, whatever, but you guys don't even understand. All right. Yeah. So Sabrina Speaks and myself, a weekday show. Yes. Not daily, because we're not on weekends. We've got Court Matters with myself and Wendy Ledger. Another really good show. The AI Wave, Miss Julie Hunter. I hope her team is ready, because I know they've been recording. They're going to have kitchen table talks. That's going to be launching. Cayman Football TV is already on air and doing very, very well. Fit and Fierce with Carla. Getting to the Top, Uncommon Advice with Raquel Moses. She does regional stuff. Books and Bush Tea. Finding Your Freedom with Marla Ducaran. Authentic with Rayon. Bush and Book Tea is Aniki Brown, sorry. Throwing It Down with Chef Brown. You guys know Chef Alfonso. Real Talk with Alfred and Matilda. So that's your adult after hours, 10 p.m. on a Friday. Real Talk, Love and Lies. We have GSS Animations, The Art Beat. We have The Real, which is coming online, because there's no space in Cayman for a youth talk show. And so we intend to fix that in CMR. Our youth deserve a voice just like everybody else. And they're going to get that in 2026. So we're bringing that back online. We have GTR, which is Genesis, Timeline, and Roots. We have Cayman Voices, which is another show that I host. We have Elevate Cayman with Dr. Mark Gadari. We have Word of Hope. That's the one with New Testament Church of God. We have Territories Talk with Thomas Famous. And those are the ones that are online so far, and others to come. Yes. Miss Marjorie, you know, if you want all hymns and no preaching, speak to one of the churches. They can do that. Richard says, may you keep making broadcast history in the Cayman Islands in 2026 and beyond. Thank you, sir. Ms. Barbara says, we're so proud of you and give thanks for all that you've done and continue to do for the people of these 3 islands. Thank you. Marjorie asking about Chef Brown. I'm going to bring food to Georgetown to sell. Oh, I don't know. Oh, what about the New Year's resolutions? Anything worth mentioning on air? Good questions, Shaka Zulu. I can always count on you to bring some good questions. Well, New Year's resolutions. Yes, continue to focus on health. And, you know, that's a whole list of micro goals. I've been doing better and I want to continue on that and elevate that. So health and wellness is number 1 priority. More time with family. So, you know, making more time for husband and child. That's always, and Zeus, he's part of the family. That's always at the top of the list. Professionally, continue to grow CMR TV. Continue to build out the website. And there's a goal that I'm currently working on now. So I need to complete that project. And once I complete that project, then I'm going to share it with you. So not everything we share in advance. Sometimes we share when it's done. So that's coming. And that has been taking up time, resources, everything from me. And when you see it, you'll understand why. It's a bigly project. Bigly project, folks. So what else? Oh gosh. You know, financial stability, paying off mortgages, paying off bills, acquiring more property. Those are all part of like personal financial goals. Like, yes, you know, I'm nothing but a poor little Black girl from Georgetown Central. And yet I have big dreams. And, you know, I want to make sure that when I leave this world, I'm going to leave my daughter with stuff that I never had growing up, you know, a little piece of land here, there, and everywhere in Cayman and our beautiful island. Continue speaking the truth and the cold hard truth. I think that that's a commitment and a necessity. Engaging with the government more, pressuring them, you know, as much as I can to come on the show, engage with people. You know, I chase them a lot more than you guys realize. And that's what I said to, you know, the minister this morning. I mean, now that you've made your position clear and I understand it, hands off, you know, I'm not going to be calling anymore. You know, that's fine. But the others are willing, but I know sometimes scheduling, they get busy. So yeah, I do message them, say, hey, we haven't seen you in a minute. We haven't heard from you. The people are here waiting. So there's that. Good morning.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you, dear?
I'm good. I guess I need to tell you I'm still live on air, so make sure you know.
No, I'm not.
You're calling about the cake order?
I sent you a WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm gonna let me see it. Yes, please make it for me.
Okay. All right, later. Thanks.
All right, baby. Thank you. Gotta have some New Year's food around here. Oh man, I could so go for some more of that jerk turkey. Oh my God, that was so good. Johan, you're late to class today. He says, I'm switching in 2026. I'm switching to Elvis McKeever's CBNN show. # no weed, no vote. What is this Cayman Brat News Network? Wee Wee says, we love you, teacher. Have a blessed new year. Thank you so much. Lucky Body says, I accomplished everything on my vision board this year. 2025 was actually a really good year. That is so good. A vision board. Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that. I love vision boards. Maybe Friday's show, we should go through and talk about Lucky Body, how to do a vision board. I do want to use the platform more for educational stuff, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Low key, whenever we have more educational programs, y'all are sitting here looking at me like, Auntie, I'm not interested in that. I just want the sus. I want you to blow up at people. I want an FAFO out episode. I'm like, y'all need to do better. Barbara says, I would love to see a game show and see my, oh, Barbara, you are a woman after my own heart. Can I tell you something? This is not an original idea. I see the one that Jamaica does with the kids, the Brain Bowl or something. And I really, really, really want to do a Cayman version of that with our young people to encourage them, right? Where is this? To encourage them to really, elevate themselves and try to do more. Oh my God, I love it. The logistics of it can be a little bit complicated. So, yes. Let me keep mulling on it. And if you see yourself in the space of hosting a game show, what is that? Chikora? What is that? Somebody says do a dating show. I think, Lord Jesus, I don't know. We want to do that. Y'all gonna be blaming me when you get a good gino on yourself. No, sir. I can't take that kind of responsibility on. Are there programs for local artists to promote that in Cayman? I think the best show for that is Artbeat. So reach out to Elizabeth because she interviews artists. She goes into studios and she does all that kind of stuff. So yes, that would be the perfect show for them. We've also invited like CNCF and others to have their own show. So if you're an organization, you've always thought, we would love to have a show, even once a month. Maybe it's not a weekly show, even once a month. Reach out. We can accommodate you. We can make that happen. God of Egypt, Happy New Year when it comes. Not just music, but other art as well. Yes, that is that show. Love Lopez says, Sandra, please call out Davian White once again, Friday. Ugh, still getting complaints about him. Lord God. Y'all just need to lock this man up and throw away the key. He is still at it. Okay, tune into Friday's show. We'll discuss that. What is this? A partinity show? What is that? Partinity? I don't know what that is, Strong Will. You gotta educate me here this morning. I'm clueless. Okay. Shaka Zulu says, I'd like to wish you and yours a happy and prosperous. Thank you so much to continue to support your journey. I'm proud to be able to continue to support. Oh, Caymanians, big up yourself. Thank you very, very much. Listen, we have got, a paternity show. Paternity. Oh, Lord God, no, Strong Will, not that. Oh my God. I was like, what? Paternity? What? Oh, paternity. Lord God, what a thing that would be. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the program. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I feel privileged to sit in the hot seat here every single day. I take my licks too. Strong Will said, did you mean paternity? Yes, I got you. I was so confused for a minute. I was like, what the hell? Yes, no. That's on the agenda. Yeah, we already have that on the schedule. Yep. It's coming in 26. Not to worry. So yes, thank you guys so much. Happy New Year to all of you, to your families. I'm so pleased that most of you have become part of the CMR family. We're here for each other. on a regular basis. We have dialogue. We don't always agree. That's being human. That's fine. I think we need to normalize disagreeing. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag bring that back. It's fine. 2026 is going to be even bigger and better. That is my sincerest hope for all of you. Whatever your heart desires that is amazing and wonderful, I hope you can work towards those goals in 2026. Now, in the who was it? Anthony said, in the name of what we do here in CMR, we have got to give away a little something, something. Okay. So for me, nothing hits better than the cold hard cash. Agreed. Sometimes you just need a little pocket change in your pocket. So let me think of a trivia question. Let me see. I got a good one, but I don't know if I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I got to make it good because I'll make the prize good. So let me see if I can actually. Let me see if I can do this. 2025. Oh, I can't do a date range is the problem. Oh, I gotta think of, yeah, I can't do a date range. That's kind of hard. Huh. I don't even know what question to ask. This is the worst part. Let me ask my web guy something. I don't know how to express or get this information, but okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So let me what is Shikora? I don't know what that is. Ask it Caymanian style. Okay. Kenneth is maturing. He's now the voice of reason. There's hope for all of us. Oh, leave Kenneth alone. My tweet him. Let me see here. Yes. I don't even know what question to ask this morning. I'm out of questions. I don't even know what to say. Oh my goodness. Faith and Hope, thank you. Barbara says school debate teams would be great as we need to get, oh my God. I pitched it to the Ministry of Education, and it's an idea that is in the back of my head. Of course, all of these things start with an idea. So absolutely, I want to do that. Oh yes, and the other show, the history and culture show, called Who Ya Fa. I'm hoping that we can get that launched here soon as well. We need to be there for for each other in 2026. All indicators are showing that it's going to be a rough one. War and all other potential. Child. Miss Wanda, Happy New Year. All right. I don't even know what question to ask. All right. I don't even know. I'm out of questions. I'm out of talk. Okay, let me think. All right. For $100, you got to call in. Let me make sure the phone line's open, honey child. Ooh, the phone got 20%. That's still enough. For call in, $100. Cash. Cold hard cash. Name an item that we would have promoted. Ready? Name an item that we would have promoted in 20, and I want you to think carefully about this now, that we would have promoted in 2025. An item like Amazon item, that sort of thing. So name an item that we would have promoted, that I personally would have promoted as like a great buy. Like buy this because whatever. I can't tell you any more than that. It might be too easy. Ooh, honey child. We got 2 calling in at the exact same time. Good morning, caller.
Dash cam.
Yay! Dash cams for the win. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Yes. This is Barbara.
Congratulations, Barbara.
Oh, thank you.
Ending the new year on a high note. You got to call in. You can't say it in the chat. Y'all done know the rules. Call in. All right. So WhatsApp me your bank account number. We're going to get that $100 over to you before the new year. So you can go out to dinner tonight. Nice.
Cool. Guess what I was planning.
Awesome. Yes. A lot of you were there. You were there. All right. Let's do a few more. Okay. All right. Oh, this is a good one. To see if you've been paying attention to current affairs. Auntie, aka me, in 2026 will be fighting 2 cases. There's 2 simultaneous cases now that we're going to be fighting with the DPP's office. You got to be able to tell me what the charges are. There's 2 separate cases. What are they? What's the charges? Caller, what do you think?
Well, you look up my call for the $400, eh? Okay, the Madea must leave a bush charge.
Yes, my lady, not Medea, my lady. Yes. I love.
Let's say Madea.
My dear, my love. How you call her, Medea?
I'm not calling her name, honey.
Milady. Her name is Milady.
Milady.
Yes. Okay, that one. Yes. What's the other one?
I don't remember the other one.
Lord have mercy.
Grandfather killed me from this morning.
Oh my gosh, you're halfway there. You don't remember the next one?
Is it the Matthew Leslie one?
No, man. Me one that a long time. All right. Jesus. Sorry, I got to take the next caller. Think about it. Oh my gosh. Good morning, caller.
The Milady.
Yes, Milady complaint, harassment. Yes.
And is it the John Felder?
Yes, but what's it for?
I think it was for. Hold on just a second.
You got the name right, so that's very, very good.
Was it the bribery?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Congratulations. You got yourself $100 as well. Congrats.
Thank you.
WhatsApp me your information, and we will get that out to you. All right, let's do like 2 more. Okay. So I got Barbara G and that caller. Yeah, he been paying attention to my legal problems. So those are the 2 battles in 2026. The one with John Felder might be in February for trial. We got a KC, and we're going to see how that goes. And then the Milady one, based on how long it normally takes them to bring anything to trial, that'll probably be 2 years from now. That's just how it works, honey child. All right, very good. Amazing, awesome. All right, let me think. Those were 2 very, very good. Those were good. You guys are on top of it. Let me think now. Oh, I got another good one. I didn't mention it today, so this is why I'm going to ask it. This is another one for the win. 936-2626. I think it was yesterday's program. I said that I do have another goal for 2026. But just now when I was asked a question, I didn't mention it. What did I say yesterday? is one of my resolutions or goals for 2026. This one might kind of be tough if you weren't really paying attention to yesterday's show. 9362626, honey child. Dun 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 dun. La 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 la. Miss Barbara calling again. You already won. Give somebody else a chance. Don't answer it.
That's okay. I can pass it on.
Oh God, what do you think it is?
Their TV show.
Nope. That's not it.
Nope.
We got another caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Miss Sandy. How are you doing?
Hey, honey. How are you?
Happy New Year to you when it comes.
Thank you so much.
Was one of the goals to add to your property portfolio?
No, I mentioned that today, but that's not what I said yesterday. So think back to yesterday's show.
Okay.
Good guess though. Good guess. Good morning, caller. Hello, caller.
Hi, how are you? Your radio station.
Sorry, the one on the phone. Say that once more.
The radio station.
No, that's a good one though, but that's not what it was. Good guess. All right, we got someone calling on WhatsApp. Good morning, caller. What's your guess?
Good morning.
Morning, dear.
Is it the office space you're going to open to collect debts owed to people?
No, there was something else that I said, but that is good because I didn't mention that yesterday, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. There was something else I said yesterday. Caller, good morning.
Morning. Is it your radio station?
No. Oh my goodness. You guys aren't getting this one. This one's hard.
It is. Make an easier one. I need $100. Thank you.
I didn't realize this one was going to be so hard. Wow. You guys got to think back to yesterday's show. I thought this was going to be kind of easy. Think on it. Think on what we were doing yesterday. OMG. Come on, folks. I have faith that y'all were paying attention.
Calling back.
Good morning, caller.
Was it a debt collection office?
No. Somebody says you got so many ideas. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Miss Sandy.
Happy New Year.
Is it the one to do Happy New Year when it comes? Is it the one to do with learning more about AI and doing more commercial?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. That was it. I spent lots of time on this yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Saying I'm gonna be committed to learning more about AI. We did a couple creations and stuff right on air. Good for you for paying attention. Congratulations. So send me WhatsApp me your information. And you know what? In fact, I'm gonna give you a little bit extra because I feel like that question was low-key kind of hard. And obviously, it took quite a few people to get it. So I'm gonna add a little bit more to your winnings. Yes, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good one. She was paying attention. But wasn't that a big part of yesterday's conversation? I'm surprised it took y'all so long. Congratulations. All right, shall we do one more? One more question. Let me think on this now. Someone said, who's my daughter? Who is she? She wins a lot. Is she your daughter? She got you on a dial. Who, that caller? No, I don't even know. You recognize her voice? Nope. I gotta be honest with you. I'm probably the worst with voices. Like, I'm not really good a lot of times with recognizing people's voices. So apparently this person said she calls a lot. Jasara said to exercise more. Child, we always trying to do that. Y'all should be doing some squats right now because we haven't done those in a hot minute. Hot Stepper, 13K away from hitting my goal of 100,000 people, like followers. Wow, that's amazing. Marshall says, I just want the money. No questions asked. my God. That is so funny. All right, let me go to the website and think of another maybe news topic. Let me see here now. Okay. All right, I got something for you. I got something. Okay. Ready? Okay. I think this one is a good one. Name one thing. There might be more than one, but name one thing that distinguishes CMR, the website, not the talk show, not this show, but the website, the news site. Name one thing that distinguishes us from other media in the Cayman Islands. There's a couple things, I think, but there's one that really comes to mind. But I'll let you, if it's, even if it's not that exact one, but it's a good one, I'll let you have it. Final question of the day. Name one thing that CaymanMallRoad.com news does differently than other people in the space of media. So other news, Compass, CNS, who else is there? I think they're that's good morning, caller.
Content. It's content.
What about it? You got to be more specific.
Well, it's more informative. It's more honest. It gives you the facts. It gives you information that normal other media would probably shun away from or hide from.
I want you to let's assume that all media does that, right? But there's something in particular we do that others don't do. Because even if they don't do it with one story, but they do it with another, those things happen in the space of media. But there's something very, very specific that we do that nobody else does.
You call the culprit?
No, well, that's more in this show, but no, let's take another caller. Good morning, caller. What do you think?
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's EI Red.
No, not on the website. So I want you to think, you're thinking more on social media. I want you to think specifically on the website. What is it that we tend to do on the website that others don't do? All right, let's take another call.
Happy New Year.
Same to you, my darling. All right, let me see here now. Good morning, caller. That's a tough one. Yes, honey child. Good morning.
Is it the interaction with the public?
Not so much on the website. No.
Okay.
Yes. So think about, let me give you all a hint, because it looks like this one is turning out to be a lot tougher than we anticipated. Okay. Let me put it this way. Good morning, caller. Hello? Hi, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, so it's very interactive, it's unfiltered, and it's community-driven approach.
Not quite what I'm looking for. I want y'all to think about the type of news that we carry. Good morning, caller.
Is it the regional news?
Yes! Woo! That's it. We're the only ones who carry regional news.
Right. Which is very helpful.
Yes, congratulations, because we know we don't live in isolation, girl.
Exactly.
There are lots of things happening all over the world that impacts us. And sometimes even from a political perspective, it's good to see what other countries are doing. Did you just see that Trinidad and Tobago are increasing their import duties?
Yep.
So while y'all sitting here, be trying to kill Cayman off about, we're increasing fees, other countries doing the same thing because they need money too in the government coffers.
And there's other fees, in my opinion, that they need to increase too, but that's another discussion.
So TNT is going to be doubling their customs fees. And they made the announcement on Christmas Day. My gosh, they could have at least waited until the new year to make the announcement. But anyway, it comes into effect January the 1st. Thank you, honey child. WhatsApp me your account information.
All right. Thank you. And Happy New Year when it comes.
Thanks. Same to you. So yes, that's one of the big things that we do that nobody else does is we cover regional news. We do some international news as well, but we do a lot of regional news coverage. What's happening in Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Bahamas, Bermuda, Barbados. And we have, of course, our Territories talk show, which focuses on the pulse of the region as well. Well, Anthony says CMR posts the news instantly, not days later. Well, there's that too. But yes. All right. Good. All right. We're going to end it on a good note. Congratulations to all of the winners today. Just send me your account number because I can't be running up and down trying to find y'all, and I don't carry cash on me anyway. We'll just do a little online transaction and call it a day. Beautiful people. Thank you guys so much. We will see you on Friday in 2026. Stay safe, be good, or be good at it. All right, honey child. Hats off to you. And 2025, thank you. We loved you. It was a good year. Yep. 2026 is going to be even better. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.